side. Richards getting it back to the point. Quick shot from the left point by Brian Chapman is blocked. Battle down low. Hartje able to sweep it out and down into the Springfield zone, and Mike O'Connell will get a change. Davey Leach started the season with the Whalers. Broken up. Puck shot right back in. The Indians trying to get some fresh legs out on this power play. Torpachenko is out at center ice. Panalev sweeps it away from him. Richards at the red line. Pass to Petrovicki, hopped over his stick. Shot by Govidaris, and an easy save by Bales.
He leads them in power play goals with 12. Providence has 13 shorthand goals.
Shot never did get through. It hit a skate. It may have been Richet's skate. Comes back out to neutral ice. Petrovicki with 30 seconds left on the power play. Tries to make a pass to Richards at the line. It's deflected away, and there's a race on. Stumple. It's the goaltender Lenarduzzi knocking it away. Richards takes a hit in deep, but gets control of the puck. Little soft backhand pass out of the zone for Scott Morrow. Morrow, top of the circle, stops. Pass intercepted. 2-on-1. Lavoie with Murray, and Lavoie lost control of the puck as he came to the circle.
Well, what happened there is he had a number of things in mind as to what to do and ended up not doing any of them. It was a perfect example of indecision causing a problem, and he just loses control of the puck. Watch him on the right side. He's thinking pass, now go wide and shoot, pass, go wide and shoot. Finally, he loses the puck off the stick blade as he goes wide to shoot.
Must have been an offside call.
Yep.
There's Dominic. Acquired when Ottawa had him out on waivers, attempting to send him down. The Bruins scooped him up. He played a few games up there and has been with Providence since.
He was on the power play. I think the first game he was up there, they had him out on the point.
Both teams back at full strength. No score, 13-15 left to go here in the first period. Springfield on the attack. Tervyakov steps up in front of the pass intended for Scott Daniels. Out to neutral ice. Lavoie down the left side. Head of the slot. Lavoie taps it ahead. Andrew McKim puts on the brakes but loses control. The puck is swept the length of the ice. And this will be icing once again as Jim Weaver goes back after it.
Your attention, please.
Fans, there are still 6 more Providence Bruins home games before the playoffs begin, and good seats are still available to most of the games. You can see the Baby Bees in person by stopping by the Civic Center box office, any Ticket Pro outlet, or by calling 1-800-828-7080. It's exciting night of hockey at an affordable price, so come on out and see the Providence Bruins. I'll tell you, it's a great night down here in Providence. This is one of the really nice cities in New England, and some tremendous restaurants, and you can really make a day of it.
That was Jay Leach, former Hartford assistant, and now the head coach of the Springfield Indians, the Whalers' top farm club.
One of the top rumored candidates. Of course, everybody's been rumored for that job except you and I, the head coaching job at the University of Massachusetts. But Jay Leach, according to reports, is a finalist for that job, and he'd make a great head coach for the Minutemen. He's an outstanding coach, and I think when the main program began to grow, Jay was an assistant there and had a great deal to do with the initial growth of the Maine Black Bear program.
There is a former Maine Black Bear, and he's out on the ice now. Mike McHugh. This is Mike Tomlak. Tomlak in deep. Tries to center it. Providence fans on the shot. Actually, he was checked just as he took the shot. Providence from McHugh. A shot and a save by Bales. Mike McHugh from Bowdoin, Massachusetts. Almost drilled it home. Shot from the point by Carl Johnston was deflected wide. McHugh with a heavy hit in the corner. And we're going to have a penalty coming up. And it's going to be Jamie Huscroft. Huscroft taps McHugh on the helmet and heads to the box. 11:55 remaining, first period. Providence nothing. Springfield nothing. You're watching Providence Bruins hockey on NESN.
There's Michael McHugh, graduate of the University of Maine, out of Bowdoin, Maine. And watch him here. He's got a nice feed in front here. Beautiful setup by number 14, Chris Govidaris. And he one-times it. Stop made by Bales. And then puts Huscroft into the boards. And Huscroft going to come back with a rough in the face. Now, McHugh takes exception. There's about a 3-foot difference in size there between Huscroft and McHugh. And Huscroft went on to give him a little pat on the head. That's always sort of ultra humiliating. He initially tried to draw him into a retaliation, but Springfield on the power play again.
Donatelli and Hartje will be the penalty killers for Mike O'Connell. Kirvyakov and Richer at defense try to kill off this Springfield power play, their second of the game. Torpachenko, the left wing boards. Now getting a little room to move. Torpachenko holding, looking. Down low, Jamie Leach sweeps around, short side wrist shot, and a good save by Mike Bales. Oh, that had plenty on it, Bob, and that was upstairs, too.
Yeah, nice job, though, by the Providence Bruins. When the shot was taken, Bales had a pretty good look at it, and they had an overload. 3 players on one side. You can see it right here, 1, 2, 3 on one side, but Providence has it defended pretty well, and that shot comes from the top of the middle of the face-off circle on pretty good defense by the Providence Bruins inside. You know, you got to give the goaltender that shot and let him stop that one. Jamie Leach.
Todd Hartje and Robert Petrovicki to take the draw to the right of Mike Bales. Petrovicki wins it, but Hartje was able to recover and tap it out of the zone. Leach for Torpachenko. Drop pass, Petrovicki. Slides by Donatelli. Wrist shot, went wide. That had gone through the pads, actually under the right skate and off the far side post. Richards winding up in his own zone. Todd Richards, defenseman, over the line, put himself offside.
He also passed the puck back. You know, when you're penetrating like that across the line, you want to drive the defense back before you make a back pass. There's just no sense making a back pass just after you cross the blue line. It's sort of a useless kind of play. And he had pretty good penetration coming down the middle. He could have driven into the zone more deeply.
Jay Leach sends out his top line of Mike Tomlak between Mike McHugh and Chris Govidaris.
Chris Govidaris, yeah, is the leading scorer.
Minute 6 left on the power play. 10:55 left to go first period. Richards, center ice for Govidaris. Tees it up, deflected wide. Chapman keeping it in at the right point. McHugh down low for Govidaris. Line pass intercepted by Stumple, and Joseph wants to get to it first and clear it. He does, and now a race is on. Murray. Stumple with it, plays it back to Weimer, and they'll kill some time. Now back to Murray. He'll fire it in. 30 seconds left to go on the Indians' power play.
I tell you, Stumple can really skate. He accelerates to full speed. I think as fast as anybody in this Providence Bruins team. Takes up a lot of ice with a couple of strides.
Tomlak around the boards. Brian Chapman with it. Pass intercepted by Weimer. Not clear. McHugh down low to Govidaris. Centering pass was blocked. Drew McKim able to flip it out to center ice. Time almost up as Hustrop is ready to step back out. And the Providence Bruins back in full strength. Tomlak moving in deep. Holding, centering pass. Shot to save. Bales with a dandy off of Trevor Steinberg. Sweeney is checked at center ice. Pass intercepted by Weimer, and he pushes it up. Weimer for Zoltak. He is checked and bumped off the play. McKim back to Zoltak. Back to McKim. McKim looking far side for Tim Sweeney. Pass was intercepted and cleared. Daniels fires it in wide. Steinberg in the corner takes a punch at McKim. Scott Morrow checked by McKim. Morrow still in control. Check. Broken up by McKim, who's able to clear.
You got to pass that puck in that situation. You just can't dribble by 3 people that high outside.
Steve Jakes just came on the ice and hustled over to keep it in at the left point. No score. 8:55 remaining, first period. Steinberg makes it out for center ice. Scott Daniels flips it in wide of Bales. Springfield changing up. Mark Donatelli motoring out of his own end. Over the red line. Slides it in, but was covered and shot back out to center ice. Jamie Leach is able to slide it in deep. Providence Bruins wanted to try to pressure Springfield as much as possible, Bob, but the Indians have had the good pressure.
Advantage has been to Springfield. Unusual for a Providence Bruins game. There have not been very many scoring opportunities for the Bees.
Donatelli fires it around the board. Zoltak on the left wing. Tried to make the great setup. The save by Lenarduzzi, and the rebound by Donatelli is a save by Lenarduzzi. Bill Hewart Big, rugged left winger, but certainly not known as a goal scorer. Found himself alone with the puck out in front. Couldn't get control of it.
Well, had a little trouble in the beginning getting control of the puck, but when he finally did, he got a testing shot off on Lenarduzzi. Watch this one. This is a dandy save for Lenarduzzi. He's having trouble. Reach for it, reach for it. Finally, it's Donatelli that comes in and smacks that snapshot off with the rebound as well. And Lenarduzzi, a great save on Donatelli on the initial shot, and just a dandy on that rebound.
Clark Donatelli, right at home from East Providence. Providence College.
Boston
University.
Yeah, captain of the last Olympic team, the 92 Olympic team. Must have to be a paisan to be a captain of the Olympic team. Ruzioni, Donatelli. Just who's going to be the captain of the next Olympic team? You just figure the first paisan to make the team is going to be it.
Our director, Bob Frateroli,
That's right.
qualify. I don't know how he skates.
Mary Alice Gliona, maybe she's a possibility.
Vesey. Ahead for Pantaleo. The return pass for Vesey, and he couldn't pick it up. Puck back out to center ice. Richet's pass intercepted. Carl Johnston over the line, but an offside is called. 7:42 left to go first period. We're scoreless. You're watching Providence Bruins hockey on Nesson. Andy McKim to take the draw. Scott Morrow just outside the Providence line. Got Richet and Chervyakov at defense as Daniels comes over the line. His shot hit Chervyakov and went wide. Steinberg with it, though. Steinberg down low for Morrow. They've got a big line out there now. Morrow right out in front. A save by Bales. Here comes Glenn Murray down the right side. Murray to the circle. Centering pass for Sweeney went wide. Just misconnecting. Murray and Sweeney. Steinberg over the line. Goes in deep on Richet. Chervyakov there. He is broken up. Daniels gets the puck into the circle to Petrovicki. Daniels and Sweeney fight for the puck. It comes loose. Chervyakov can't clear the zone. Petrovicki with it. Checked all the way by Sweeney. Good job by Tim Sweeney. Petrovicki was looking for a little room to maneuver, and Sweeney would not let him go. Here's Petrovicki right back. Tees it up. Fires high and wide. Weaver may have gotten a piece of that. Joltok not clear. Jamie Leach broken up by Joltok. Puck in the corner again. Nikar. Petrovicki. Centering pass looking for Nikar, and he could not connect. Great pressure by Springfield. The Providence Bruins just can't get the puck out of their end.
Very listless in this first period, something we haven't seen very often. One time earlier this year, they got way behind in the first period. The game just came out not quite ready to play. And
Weaver on a centering pass, trying to connect with Todd Hartje, and it just missed. The Bruins have had a couple of opportunities that have just missed as Billy Heward shot deflects up into the seats.
Most of the opportunities come out of the fourth line, and that's not a great sign as a way to start the game. Nesson caps off a great year of college hockey. This weekend, going to see the championships of the Hockey East. Semifinals start things off Friday at 5 o'clock when BU plays UNH, followed at 8 o'clock by Maine and UMass Lowell. The two winners then meet for the Hockey East Championship Saturday night at 8. It's an exciting weekend of college hockey. You won't want to miss it. Coming your way only on Nesson.
5:54 time remaining as you look at Mike O'Connell behind the bench. Mike, a fine defenseman in the National Hockey League. He says some nights I wake up screaming because everybody from this team wants to go on offense.
That's right. Well, he did a great job, I thought, right at the beginning of the year, shaping that part of the game up.
Providence in, and Bales way out to cut down the angle, makes the save. Vesey with it now. Centering pass could not connect with Stumple. Lavoie. Dominic Lavoie. To Pantaleev. Grisha Pantaleev. Nice move down deep around Chapman. Walks out in front. Can't get the shot off. Some great individual skills demonstrated by Pantaleev.
Boy, he can dangle, can't he? Oh, boy.
Icing the call against Springfield with 5:22 left to go. There's a good look at Grisha Pantaleev.
He's very clever with the stick. He just can move that puck around. Watch him dangle here. Uses the body so effectively, keeps the puck away. See, right there, right between the legs of the defenseman, number 22, Brian Chapman. Now he's going to try to diddle to the front of the net, and it gets poke-checked away by Lenarduzzi, and that's the goaltender's best friend after the crossbar, and that's that poke check by the stick. We had those starting times for those games wrong, David. That BU New Hampshire game is the late game,
right.
8 o'clock. and the Maine Lowell game is the early game at 5 o'clock. I wasn't quite quick enough reading it, but I said, I know that's not the way those things are running.
We'll be together again.
We shall.
For the weekend. Puck comes back out to center ice. Steve Jakes, tough defenseman, fires it back in. No score. You're expecting fireworks. They may yet to be coming, but so far, nothing. As Panalev gets a shot off on Lenarduzzi, who wasn't quite sure he made the stop, and then picked up the loose puck.
I'll tell you, this is a superb save by Lenarduzzi. It's a little shot, but it's a superb save because from my angle, I thought Lenarduzzi was screened on this shot. Watch the puck sort of trickle around the inside of the faceoff circle. You can see Stumple with the puck now, and that's coming right through a forest of legs there. You see how difficult that shot was? And as with any good goaltender, when he can't see the puck, do you see what he did? Came out. Get out to the top of the crease and you can't see it. He just knew that he was in a pickle. Third pick in the 90 draft, Michael Lenarduzzi.
He's a young player.
Takes goaltenders a little longer.
Only 20 years old. Sweeney for Jakes, who taps it into the corner. Murray in after it. Murray Sumalena. Tomlak taking it away from McKim, but he is checked. McKim in deep. Tomlak checking. Puck finally flipped out off the boards into center ice. Jakes back to get it in the Providence zone. Steinberg in the forecheck. Pass up ahead for Sweeney. Can't connect with Jakes. Davey Hustrop down in deep. Indians have come to play this first period. They've been very aggressive with their forechecking, and they've created some opportunities. Murray bumping with Sumalena. Daniels and Sweeney down low, centering pass, shot, save, rebound, score. Andrew McKim. Andrew McKim picked up the rebound. May have been Glenn Murray who had the initial shot that Lenarduzzi made the stop on, but McKim was Johnny on the spot, and Providence has the first score of the night.
For Andrew McKim, it's his 20th goal, and you're going to see Murray very effective in front of the net, just drawing traffic. Sweeney gets the puck to Murray, and Murray works the puck in front of the net and then behind the goal line. Lenarduzzi commits on Murray, and then when McKim gets that puck off the backboards, watch here, see Lenarduzzi's down, puck comes off the backboards, he just stuffs it by Lenarduzzi. No chance there once McKim was loose to the left of the net.
Well, the line should be getting points at Toto. McKim with the goal. Murray will get an assist, and Tim Sweeney should also get an assist and then pass out in deep.
And that's the way it's going to be. For Andrew McKim, though, Dave, it's his 20th goal of the season.
He's a nice player. He goes out there, works hard, smart player. Did a great job in his short stay with the parent club before breaking his job.
For having it broken for him.
By Paul Gillis. Richards flips it in wide. Bales will sweep it around the boards. Jamie Leach is checked. Zoltak for Chervyakov. Ahead for Donatelli, who has lost his helmet. Chervyakov over the line. Holding. Tried to slide it through to Zoltak. It was blocked. Puck shot back in by Barry Nikar. Both teams changing up right now. With 3:20 left to go in this first period, the Providence Bruins with a 1-0 lead.
Well, that was a lazy clear.
Quick shot on Bales and a save. Mike Tomlak was the one to get the shot.
See what happens with it. It comes right back at you. Chervyakov, very lazy play.
McHugh had Bales doing the splits and shot it wide. Heneleyev for Chervyakov. His pass is blocked. Zoltan can't get it out of the zone. Tomlak with it. Providence Bruins having a terrible time getting the puck out, and a save by Bales as Tomlak almost scored on the wraparound. Now tempers flare in deep. The piece will be restored. 2:53. That's your time remaining first period. Providence Bruins 1, Springfield Indians 0. You're watching Providence Bruins action on NESN.
Dennis Chervyakov just had a bad time in the zone on that series as he made one little lazy pass, concentration pass, turns it away. Puck is going to come back to him again. You'll watch again, deflected. I don't know who he's passing that to, but see, it's deflected on the inside by McHugh. Now the puck comes to the net. Now he's going to get beaten on the one-on-one. Around he goes back to the other side. You can see the stuff play by Mike Tomlak, and Chervykov's going to take a little rest and try to regroup over there as he. When I say lazy pass, yeah, it's a concentration lazy pass is what it is. Just don't have a real clue who you pass it through. Someone deflects it and it's come back in.
Jim Vesey's shot from center ice was steered wide by Lenarduzzi. This is Jukka Suomalainen. Morrow, a little nifty behind the back pass, but too far ahead for Trevor Steinberg. Morrow with it now. Morrow through the circle. His check from behind by Vesey. Nice piece of back checking by Jim Vesey. Now here's Pantaleyev trying to get around his man. Pantaleyev in, but we've got a whistle at the other end of the building as there are sticks and gloves on the ice.
Watch out for the major penalty here. You can see the situation as Trevor Steinberg's trying to show the referee he's cut. Steinberg's going to take his cut to the penalty box. Is that going to be the only one? Steinberg can't believe it. He got cut, and he's going to go to the penalty box, and I think it's Stumple. Let's see. They're going to go fetch Stumple.
Well, it should be matching penalties, Bobby, because he blew the whistle with Providence in possession. In fact, Pantaleyev was moving around John Stevens for a scoring opportunity. Well, there's the high sticking there by
two of them right there behind the goal line, but at this point,
well, why would he blow the whistle when he did that?
I don't know.
Providence had control of the puck.
It looked to me as if it was a matching penalty situation, and then I saw Stumple head over to the Providence bench, so I thought he was trying to hide.
He's a big kid. He's hard to hide. Stumple goes 6'1", 190.
Jimmy Vesey makes a superb play right here as he just takes the puck away from Morrow. Morrow trying to go to the net, loses control as Vesey bothers him from the right side. When Morrow takes the stick off, Vesey just goes around the left side and takes the puck. Nice play.
Weaver and Lavoie will be at the points on this power play. McKim, Murray, and Sweeney, the forwards. Bruins lead at 1-0 on a goal by Andrew McKim.
His 20th of the season.
Tomlak and Petrovicki are the penalty-killing forwards for Springfield. Stevens cannot clear. McKim for Sweeney. Back for McKim. Holding in deep. Back for Sweeney. Lavoie with a whistling shot and a save. Lenarduzzi. Again, Lavoie with a shot. This one is blocked out in front by Tomlak. Suomalainen bumping in deep. Puck comes loose for John Stevens, and he clears, relieving the pressure on Mike Lenarduzzi.
Well, Lavoie can't find the puck, can he? He just has a laser from the point.
He can bring it. Morrow has his shot blocked. It went wide to the right wing boards where Jim Weaver has it. Weaver for Lavoie. Up ahead for Vesey. On the stick of Pantaleyev. Pantaleyev is checked and bumped off the puck. Held up. Looking for a call. Doesn't get it.
Well, you're not going to get many when you show the referee up like that either. I'll tell you. He won't get the next one.
Richet, a backhanded pass intended for Lavoie, and Lavoie did a good job of keeping Petrovicki from breaking away with it. Now here's Stumple. Left wing boards. Lavoie passes up the shot for Richet. Richet centering pass. Puck loose. Still loose in deep. Pile of players. Puck comes out. Davey Leach with it. Now we've got an altercation going. Vesey and Richards.
When they went down on the ice, Vesey had a headlock on Richards and just kept it.
Oh, Grisha Pantaleyev and Robert Petrovicki are going at it. And Pantaleyev landed a pretty good shot to Petrovicki early in this one. Of course, both of these boys have played on the big level for a good part of the season.
Petrovicki is Pantaleyev the Russian and Petrovicki the Czech. No lost love between those two national teams in their backgrounds. Petrovicki played for Dukla. You just got to believe that they had seen each other somewhere along the international hockey circuit.
They have seen each other in the NHL.
Yep.
31.4 seconds time remaining in this first period. Oh, there's Pantaleyev getting knocked down from behind.
Pantaleyev played his club hockey in Riga. As if he's had that headlock all the way through that series before the referee blew the whistle. That's what actually started the thing.
Mike O'Connell, I'm sure glad to have a lead, but not thrilled with the way his team came out tonight. He was planning on having his guys really carry the play to Springfield. He says, we've got to skate, we've got to get in deep and forecheck and try to pressure them.
Yeah, every now
just the opposite.
Every now and then it doesn't happen, and you would think coming back off a road trip and having the first game at home that they would come out firing, but they haven't. And there have been a few times this season in games that we've done that they haven't fired early. They have, though, they've got a lot of offensive talent, and it's seldom that I've seen them be flat for 3 periods. They usually get it going. And I think that Michael O'Connell's done just a great job. You know, one of the things that's lost in the sight of all the goals they score is that this team is a much better team defensively at this point in the season than they were at the beginning of the year. At the beginning of the year, they were Swiss cheese in their own end from a team defense standpoint. And Mike did a lot of work with the team to try to get them to do better. And I think that one of the things that really is a comment on his coaching this year is how much the team has improved defensively. The offense has always been there. But they wouldn't be first in the league if they didn't really pick up the defense, team defense.
DC and Richards get matching roughings, while Petrovicki and Panalev get matching double minors for roughings.
Yeah, we still play 5-on-4.
For the next two
Steinberg, that's the Steinberg penalty still.
LeBlanc shot and a save by Lenarduzzi, who has played very well this first period. Both teams back at full strength now. Steinberg, who just came out of the box in deep, tries to center, intercepted by McKim. McKim broken up. Tomlak can't connect with Steinberg. LeBlanc back on it, takes a heavy hit from Steinberg. Murray, nice pass for Sweeney. Here comes Stefan Richer, tees it up, fires, save Lenarduzzi, and the horn sounds, bringing us the end of period number 1. Now, Mike Lenarduzzi is a young goaltender. He's still learning. Jay Leach says every night it's an adventure, but it's a learning process for him. He acquitted himself nicely in this first period.
He sure did. He got well out at the top of the crease to make that save for the Springfield Indians. They played pretty good period. Providence Bruins sort of sleepwalked through the period, and they have 1-0 lead.
Mike Bales also a heck of a job. As the shots, 14 for Providence, 13 for Springfield. Our score at the end of the first period, Providence 1, Springfield nothing. We'll be back with our first intermission in just a moment on NESN. It's 1-2 with the Bruins leading the Springfield Indians by a score of 1-0. Andrew McKim with the goal at 4:18 from Murray and Sweeney. Of course, the name Sweeney has been very prominent with the Providence Bruins this year. Coming back off an injury. Timmy part of that first goal of the night, and he's with Bob Norton. Bob?
Tim, 88th point of the season. It's been a great year for you.
Well, I think things have gone well. I've really gotten to play with a lot of talented hockey players out there that get you the puck a lot of the time. So I think I've been fortunate in that part, and I think our team, for our first-year team, is doing very well, and I just hope these things can continue into the playoffs.
I want to talk to you a little bit about beyond this year. Obviously, you're looking for the rest of the season in the playoffs, but, you know, expansion's coming up. You're signed with the Bruins to play at the Providence Bruins this year, but you've had some good minor league seasons. And, you know, like a lot of players that are on that cusp, you haven't really had a shot for an every shift, regular shift, full season National Hockey League season. And you obviously have to feel you have the talent. And how do you feel as you head into an expansion season and additional opportunities to play?
Well, I think expansion is definitely a plus for a player like myself. I haven't really been able to crack the lineup in Boston. I think they have a very talented team up there, and they have a good nucleus of players that are going to play every night. And just unfortunate that there's a lot of talented players out there that I think that belong in the NHL. I mean, just on our team alone, I think we have a lot of talented people. So hopefully I can just keep working hard, and the team will do well. And as long as the team does well, I think things will work out in the end for me.
You take a look around the league sometime at some of the teams that may be down the bottom of the league and say, gee, how come I can't play for that team? I'm better than... I mean, I look at teams like that. Let me tell you what I say. I look at teams like that and I say, how can't Tim Sweeney play for that guy? He's better than that guy, and that guy. You got to do the same thing.
Well, I try not to do that because that just frustrates you even more. So
yeah.
I think I just have to try to go out and work and just hope for the best. I mean, I think that everything really happens for a reason. If I'm not meant to play in the NHL, I think I'm going to be able to deal with that. But I'm just going to have to keep working hard and hopefully one of these days get my chance, just like a lot of people out there.
a true product of a Jesuit education.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, I know that. You're looking at this Providence Bruins team. You've clinched first place, and you're heading into the playoffs. The defense, suspect at the beginning of the year, has come along. The offense always there. What are the kinds of things the team has to put together to win it all?
Well, I think we're definitely going to have to get some big goaltending out of Mike Bales and Mike Parsons. I mean, Mike Bales has really been playing well along the last 10 games or so, and we're really going to need some good goaltending in the playoffs because we're going to have some very tight checking games, and we're not always going to score those 5-6 goals a night, and I think the games are going to be 4-2, 3-2, and if we can tighten up our defense and get some solid goaltending, I think that we're going to score some goals. Yeah,
when you talk defense, you're talking team defense. That's got to be one of the big considerations. You haven't had a reputation as a defensive team, but in the playoffs, that's crucial, isn't it?
No, we really haven't had the reputation. We're leading in goals, and we're leading in goals against also. So we're really going to have to tighten up overall team defense, and I think we have the guys in here can do it. And Mike O'Connell was saying earlier that our defense is our offense, but hopefully in the playoffs we can really concentrate on the defense also.
Well, live by the sword and die by the sword. Hope it tightens up a little bit. Timmy, you've had a great year, and best of luck to you as you finish off the season and head into the playoffs.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Tim Sweeney's been our guest. David, back to you.
All right, Bobby, and all Tim Sweeney has to do for inspiration is take a look at his namesake with the Boston Bruins, Don Sweeney, for a case in point, and a guy who went to the minors, worked his way up, and is having a big season for the Bruins. When we come back, we'll take a look at Don Sweeney and his trials and tribulations when we come back on NESN. Some guests on both Boston and Providence Bruins hockey receive a gift certificate from Eastern Clothing of Watertown. Eastern now features a full line of Sansevelt slacks for both spring and summer, all of which come in a wide variety of fabrics and colors. For dress or golf, choose the Sansevelt slack from Eastern Clothing. That's your score at the end of one. Providence 1, Springfield nothing. Andrew McKim at 15:42 from Murray and Sweeney. Of course, Sweeney is a name in Boston that means an awful lot when it comes to the Bruins' success this year. Don Sweeney. He went through the minors, had some success with the Bruins, but in training camp wasn't sure to make this hockey club. He's made it in a big way, and Steve Burton has the story.
5 years it's taken him. 5 years and a lot of hard work. But Bruins defenseman Don Sweeney has finally arrived. Destination, first line on the blue line.
I've seen a progression in my game, and I'm sure that that's what other people are seeing. You know, I've always felt that continued improvement, and there's always room for that, and I just wanted to get better every night and contribute, and I think I've been able to do that in a lot of different ways. And as I said before, I've had a lot of help, but I've worked hard at it.
Sweeney's only 5'10", 185 pounds, but he won't back down from anyone. What he lacks in size, he makes up with heart, hustle, and speed. He's the fastest skater on the team, and don't think he doesn't use it.
Well, I think I rely on it a lot. You know, as I said, you know, I'm not the biggest person in the world or the player on the ice, but I've been this size all my life. So skating is something that I worked extra hard on. It was something that I felt I developed as an asset that maybe other people wouldn't be able to have that, and maybe it will give me an edge some way. And, you know, I've been able to use that.
He plays a lot of heart. That's he's got a big heart, and he's a little man playing in like a big man, and you know, courage isn't always, it's never measured in size or height or strength even. It's just what you got inside you, and Donnie's a special guy like that.
Again, and a trailer coup. Sweeney.
Sweeney's become a mainstay on the blue line, but it wasn't always the case. A few years ago, he was a regular on the main shuttle back and forth to the minors. But with time comes maturity, and this Harvard grad has learned his game thrives on simplicity.
The last couple of years that, you know, I put myself in bad situations and put myself in vulnerable situations that, you know, that I find easier to recognize now. Get myself out of trouble, you know, a little bit simpler. Keeping things simple for me is something that, you know, is a priority. You know, I have quickness that I can recover on things, but, you know, it's something I need to rely on every night, that if I make a simple play, it's probably the most effective one.
Here comes Sakic, though. Broken up by Don Sweeney. Partial breakaway. 2-on-1 with Reed. One man back. Duchesne. Shot. Scores! Don Sweeney, short-handed, ties the game.
On offense, Sweeney will surprise you. He's lit the lamp at the most unexpected times. Of course, having Ray Bork leading the way helps.
You know, he's been fun to watch. He's been playing great, and he's a guy that's always improved every year. And, you know, talked about Don Sweeney, and, you know, for his size and his weight, he plays like a much bigger player. And he goes out there, he's physical every night. He's really focused. He's a guy that you could count on every night. And, you know, this year he's stepped it up offensively, taking control and really taking charge with the puck and rushing it at times and shooting the puck a lot better. And, you know, he's getting involved a lot more.
I mean, it's always a big plus for us to, as defensemen, to score and provide some offense. And I mean, you use the word timely, something that, you know, it's been sporadic for me to get into the offense. And a little bit more this year, I think I've been able to recognize situations that I can join the offense. And playing with guys like Adam and Joey and Ray, I mean, they're going to find you. If you have the opportunity to get up into the play, they're going to create space for you. There's no doubt about it. You're going to get opportunity.
No problem finding Don Sweeney this season. He's where the action is for the Boston Bruins. Coming up next, Bob Norton will perform open screen surgery. When we return, Bob will dissect the first period highlights. That's coming up when we come back on Nesson.
Welcome back, everybody. The Providence Civic Center. The score at the end of the first period, Providence Bruins 1, Springfield Indians nothing, in a game in which actually I thought Springfield outplayed Providence in the first period. But Andrew McKim scored his 20th at 15:42 of the period from Glenn Murray and Tim Sweeney. And if you watch this play develop, you're going to see the anatomy of mistakes in a goal. The puck is going to end up behind the goal line as Murray works the body and then flips the puck inside the line. And watch right here. You see two Springfield Indians, number 12, Trevor Steinberg, the winger, and number 21, Stevens, the defenseman, stuck behind the goal line on Sweeney's forecheck. Now, if you have two guys on one and you don't get the puck, you're in trouble, and here's why. The puck is going to come out to the front of the net. Now watch. Behind the goal line, you have two players, and the puck out in front. Right here, Murray makes a nice job reaching back to stop it. Now watch. Here's McKim. Where are the two? They're over here, blocked from coming back on the play because they got stuck behind the goal line and couldn't make the play. And McKim is going to have a free shot to come out in front of the net and take the shot at goaltender Lenarduzzi, who can't stop it. Stuffed by. Lenarduzzi looks like he gives up the goal, but you can see why he did, as the defense and forward got buried inside. So it's McKim at 15:42 from Murray and Sweeney to score 1-0. But what are the shots on goal, David?
14-13. Providence with 14, Springfield with 13 in the first 20 minutes. Both teams had a pair of power plays. Neither was able to cash in. Jim Weimer behind his own net. Andy McKim is out with Murray and Sweeney to start period number 2. Back in deep, touched up, and we're going to have a face-off at the other end as icing is called. John Stevens going back to get it for Springfield.
There's the Ohio State Buckeye, Mike Bales. He and goaltender Mike Parsons are going to have to do yeoman duty here as the Providence Bruins head into the playoffs. You're not seeing in that first period. You look at McKim, gets his chance to play in the NHL, does a great job. At a point in time, the Bruins weren't playing great. Looks like he may be establishing a spot to play. Ends up having somebody take a cheap shot at him, break his jaw, and now he's out of the lineup back in Providence. And you know, you sometimes wonder, are you going to get another chance? You know, what's the opportunity going to be? And it's sad, a player like McKim, who's such a great hustling kind of kid and has scored goals a lot of places, when he got his chance, to have it ended, at least in the short term, that kind of way.
Certainly gives Harry Sinden and Mike Milbury the confidence that they've got a guy like McKim there. There's so much more you can do with your hockey club when you know you have that kind of depth. And certainly when McKim comes to camp in September, he'll come with confidence knowing that he can play.
He can play in the National Hockey League. But when you're on the cutting edge, it's so frustrating to have it end that way when you're on a roll and playing well.
No icing as the puck is shot in. Tim Sweeney was the one to fire in deep. John Stevens trying to work it out for the Indians. Banks it off the boards out to center ice. Weimer softly for Sweeney on the stick of Murray. Murray trying to settle it down. Drops it back for McKim. McKim looking for Sweeney. It was a little behind him. Broken up by Stevens. Shot by Weimer went wide.
Boy, that shot on net comes directly back out. Then
Murray's shot was blocked by Sumalainen. Leonid Torpachenko is able to dump it out.
Watch during the course of the game, any shot dead on from left to right of the net behind that goal line comes right back. A lot of places it deflects a little bit off an angle left to right, but anything to the left or the right of the net here seems to come directly back out in front of the net.
Next to Jay Leach, just to his left, a familiar face to those of you who watch the goal scorers in the National Hockey League. He was a great one. Tim Kerr, who retired about a month or so ago. Injuries plagued his career, the latter part of it. But boy, when he was healthy, he was like trying to move the Rock of Gibraltar away from the front of that net.
He was strong.
Here's Tervyakov, shoots and saved by Leonard Doozy. Tied up out in front was Billy Heward. He was tangled with Carl Johnson. Now the other end, Tomlak in, scores! Mike Tomlak moves in on Bales, gets off the wrist shot. He made Bales commit. Once he was down, the shot went up, and we're tied. And credit Leonard Doozy for making the stop at the other end to start that scoring play.
Well, Leonard Doozy makes an outstanding save, but the Providence Bruins were extremely late getting back into transition. Mike Tomlak gets his 12th goal. Watch what happens as the defense gets caught inside. Stefan Richer on that offensive play gets caught. Nobody back to pick up Tomlak. He gets Bales down and out, just goes up and over. I thought he might have been going backhand, but Bales committed early, and he just went upstairs on him.
1834, Tomlak with the goal. In deep, trying to get something going here, the Providence Bruins. After coming away from a somewhat listless first period with a 1-0 lead, they quickly see that lead disappear in the opening 2 minutes of the second period. We're now tied at 1.
Boy, they just, Providence got extremely dangerous at their own blue line, and Tomlak made the pay as Richer got stuck way inside, and he was sort of looking at him from the rear end.
Heward kicks it ahead for Donatelli. Donatelli centering for Heward. It didn't connect, and the cage comes loose. And Billy Heward going banging into Carl Johnston in deep.
Tomlak's goal was unassisted, and the time of the goal was, what do we have there,
1834.
1834.
Year
I'm
you were
terrible
born.
at reversing those numbers back. Somebody has to tell me the time of the goal, because if I have to do it on the clock, I need, you know, like one of those little calculators here to sit down and figure out the math.
Are you hinting that you weren't strong at math?
No, I think that I was an unidentified learning disabled kid. Here's Mike Tomlak, 12th goal of the season. Go along with 14 assists, 25 points. Tomlak, a veteran professional, been around for a while. This Providence, this Springfield team, a combination of veteran professional hockey players and younger players, but for Tomlak, 12th goal of the season.
Weimer fires it into the right wing corner. Richards checked. Stumple falls down. No, excuse me, Murray falls down, but gets it into the corner to Stumple. Stumple back on his feet. Centering pass. Hit the side of the net. He was looking for Murray. Puck is just flipped out ever so gently into the center ice area. Hartjay. Clear. Centering pass swept away by Bales. Murray. Here's Joseph Stumple. Nice move. Stumple put it in the skates, and Murray couldn't handle the pass.
Yeah, a little too close.
Jamie Leach over the line. Drops it off for Bolio. Centering pass. Shot wide by Richards. Leach on it. Through the circle. Wrist shot kicked out by Bales. Torpachenko still in control, dropping it down low. Leach shot and a save by Bales. He was able to keep it under him. He looked a little bit behind him trying to see if it squirted loose, but he was able to squeeze the pads, and a face-off coming.
Fans, museum quality replicas are still available of Leroy Neiman's Masterful or for the defense. These collector's items can be yours by calling 1-800-793-6774. Order yours today, as all the proceeds will be distributed between Boston's Children's Hospital, the Lupus Foundation, and the Ronald McDonald Charities. I'll tell you, I thought earlier that Leach had Torpachenko coming right down the slot, and for some reason didn't pass it to him. Here's Torpachenko here. You can see he's uncovered there right in the middle, and Leach didn't give it to him. Took his own shot that Bales stops with the skate. But I'll tell you, Torpachenko was solo coming down the middle there.
Mike O'Connell has seen enough. He has called a timeout to try to get his troops organized defensively.
Well, what he didn't like right there was Jamie Leach walking in from the inside of the faceoff circle to Bales' left. I mean, Leach is a right shot coming off that face-off circle. Somebody's got to put the wood to him and stop him. You can't let him walk in from that point. This is an even up. Is anybody in the penalty box down there? I mean, that's like a shorthand kind of play when you let that happen.
16:45 remains in the second period. Providence 1, Springfield 1. Back on Nesson in a moment. Morrow wins the draw. Suomalainen, though, can't handle it. The Bruins break out. Tim Sweeney over the line. Tries to drop it off, was checked. Scott Morrow starts it back up for Springfield. Suomalainen drops it off for Nikar. Suomalainen holds, wrist shot, save Bales with traffic in front. Daniels. Shot and a save from Nikar. Mike Bales holding the fort short side. And Springfield has come out firing. They've outshot Providence here 5-1 in the early going of the second period.
I'll tell you, Bales has been excellent at the start of this second period, and had he not been, Springfield had easily could have had a couple of goals and gotten off to a 3-1 lead. We take a look at number 26, Barry Nikar. You see the play develop as Suomalainen works it to the inside. The puck is going to come over to the right side of the net. There's Nikar coming face-off circle, diddles by, goes by Sweeney. I thought Sweeney shot the puck on goal. When I first looked at it, it looked like Sweeney trying to clear it behind the net, flipped it on the goal, and on replay, that might have been what happened.
You could tell that Springfield goes to the box a lot. They've got to be good at penalty killing.
That's right.
They've gotten a lot of experience.
Jay Leach of the Lexington Leeches.
Stevie were listening. He said, "You mind telling my brother to call once in a while?"
You have to have Steve sometime tell you a story about the truck on Winnipesaukee. They put a truck down the middle of the lake.
Jim Vesey on a backhander, and Lenarduzzi makes a stop. Vesey gets it back. His shot blocked wide. Johnston with it. Carroll Johnston trying to work it out, and Vesey is tripped up from behind by Chapman. He may have hurt himself. Left leg. Chapman runs into Sweeney. Vesey checked from behind, and Jim looking for somebody to hit or someone. Now here's Vesey moving in, drops it back. Sweeney. Brichet. Sweeney tip save. Lenarduzzi. That was a beauty. Good passing and a great save. Providence looked like he was offside. No whistle, though. Bruins were able to clear. You can tell, Bobby, the way Vesey moved in, that that left leg may have been hurting him.
Well, he had had the end of the shift. He didn't have anything left. Ordinarily, you don't drop past the puck there, but he just didn't have a thing left, Dave, and I don't think he thought he had much of a chance of scoring. He might have collapsed before he got there.
Joltok centering pass is intercepted by Lenarduzzi, and he says, let's tie this up and get a face-off, settle things down.
See, Vesey here is at the end of the shift, and he's really a dying swan coming in here down the middle of the ice. Has no legs left as he comes toward the net, and ordinarily, you won't want a guy to drop past the puck in that situation. Just going to pop it loose here at center ice. There it is off the body, and here he comes. He's running out of legs, drops it back. Richet's going to get it back to Sweeney again as Sweeney continues onto the net. And great save there by Lenarduzzi to keep that one out of the hole.
This one will go the length of the ice. Donatelli going back after it. No icing. Dominic Lavoie. Steve Chates banked it off the boards. Lenarduzzi has to handle the puck. Joltok couldn't get to it. Lavoie, tip, save. Donatelli couldn't put it in short side. Donatelli is dropped in deep. Joltok slides it into the slot. Donatelli was covered. And we've got a delayed call coming up. It's going to be against Providence. Penalty coming up. Leach drops it off. There's the whistle as Joltok touches up. So Springfield is going to get an opportunity on the power play. I know a guy who's with us right now would like the opportunity to play, but it's going to have to wait a while. Darren Banks is with us. You look good except for that new boot you're wearing.
It's a little difficult walking around, but I don't feel too bad.
What happened?
I got in a fight on Friday, and the one linesman jumped in and the other one didn't, and then they end up that the linesman and the other player both fell on my knee and my ankle.
Is that the first time you've ever hurt your foot in a fight?
That's the first time I ever heard anything really in a fight.
The big train made a lot of fans, a lot of friends in Boston early in the season. I know they're They're rooting for you to come back. You enjoying yourself here in Providence?
Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I mean, it's even better when the team's winning like we are and everyone's playing well, and it's fun coming to the rink every day.
Yeah, it's a great professional atmosphere. It's almost, you know, it's the closest thing. I'm talking to Tim Sweeney. He says it's the closest thing to being in the National Hockey League you can get in terms of fan atmosphere and everything else. You feel the same way?
Oh, yeah. This rink is packed almost every game we play.
Davey Leach almost had a scoring opportunity as the puck just sat there precariously in the slot. Here's Richards keying it up. Saved by Bales. Plenty of traffic out in front of Bales as Chervyakov was trying to get Tomlak out of there.
Boy, Mike Bales sort of hanging you in here this period. He's playing great.
Oh, yeah, he's playing really well right now.
Brian Chapman. Up for Todd Richards. Pass too far ahead for Tomlak to handle. Tomlak with the Springfield goal. Arche has to put on the brakes. Loses control to Leach. Chapman. Up for Petrovicki. Leach comes to the line. Drops it off for Tomlak. Mike Tomlak. Holding. Looking. In deep. Leach tries to center for Petrovicki. Instead, the Bruins will skate it out. Joseph Stumple. Trying to work on Todd Richards. Stumple. Blind pass from Murray. Intercepted, and Tomlak starts it back to the Indians. Leach. Almost leveled by Chervyakov. Scott Morrow in deep is hit by Chervyakov. Now Leach. To Tomlak in deep. Tomlak for Leach. Quick shot. Save. Bales. Puck loose. Morrow can't get to it. Finally the puck is cleared.
Well, I tell you, Chervyakov did a great job on Morrow in front of the net because he was right there looking to tap one in and couldn't get the stick down.
Here's Joseph Stumple battling with Carl Johnston, and Johnston wins that fight for the puck. 1-1 our score. Providence with a shot from the left point and a glove saved by Bales. Boy, the numbers are going up on the board for Springfield. They've now outshot Providence 8-4.
I'll tell you something. Frequently, you have to watch the player away from the play to get a good picture of what's happening in the zone. Number 14, Chris Govaderis, who was a #1 draft pick by Hartford in 1988, just gets a rocket off from inside the point. And watch Chervyakov here. This is away from the puck as number 28, Mike Tomlak, has it behind the net. But look, he just got Morrow all tied up, won't let him get the stick down to get a shot off. And that's a key play there because Morrow is in excellent position to whack one in.
Good play to keep John Stevens from getting a shot off on Mike Bales. Mike could use a breather right about now. He has seen a lot of rubber in the early going of this period. 12:15 time remaining second period. Torpachenko's pass is broken up. Govaderis gets it back. Stevens. Not sure who he was trying to hit it to. I think he was just trying to slide it in the Providence end. No icing.
Yeah, I wonder why.
Huscroft.
Maybe somebody tapped it.
McKim. For Sweeney. Sweeney trying to make a move around Stevens is broken up. Torpachenko out of his own end. Leonid Torpachenko over the line. Taken off the puck by Weimer. Still able to get it to Govaderis. Govaderis, quick pass and a quick deflection by Steinberg in on Bales. And Bales ties it up for a face-off. 11:40 left to go, second period. We've got a tie game. Providence 1, Springfield 1. Back on Nesson in a moment.
Darren, we're coming up on an in-zone face-off here. As a forward, what do you really concentrate? These are so important in the course of a game.
For the left winger, his big job is just to get through and get to the defenseman. Even if the puck doesn't get there, to get out there, make sure if the puck does get to him that you block it and take the body when you get out there. The other forward's going to go to the other point. And the centerman's just got to tie him up. You just want to tie him up and hopefully the defenseman come in and get the puck for you.
Well, the Bruins win this one.
Why bother analyzing this stuff? Might as well let him do that.
Sergei Goltok is out on the ice right now for Providence along with Donatelli and Heward. Heward in deep. Puts a bang on Richards. Goltok with the loose puck. Goltok nicely done. Down low for Heward, and his skates couldn't get it. Looked like the perfect give and go was all set, and Billy Heward just couldn't get a handle on the puck. Now here comes Springfield. Steinberg over the line. Steinberg around Lavoie. His shot up high misses the far corner. Goltok around the boards for Lavoie. 1-1. Providence at Springfield, just about midway through this hockey game. Joltok with a little move between the defense. Is dragged down. We've got a penalty coming. Pass intended for Lavoie is loose in front. We've got a whistle as it's touched by a Springfield player. And the Bruins are going to get a power play.
Well, they're going to have a choice as to who they send off on this penalty because they were both hooking him as he came into the zone. And I think it's going to be looking as he's staring at the official. I think that Johnson's going to get the penalty, but let's see how it develops. It's a hooking call as Joltok had a break on the defense coming in, was going to get a shooting chance. And Springfield put the grab on him. Here comes Joltok. Watch the acceleration. Right here, accelerates through the defense. There's one hook by number 22, Brian Chapman. And there's another hook by the defenseman, Johnston. Who went off?
Going to be Chapman.
Yeah, went off. Chapman went off. But they could have picked. They had to pick there. See a little change of pace by Joltok. One pace coming in at the other end of the ice on the rush by Springfield. The thing that made it so difficult for Lavoie was Steinberg's change of pace. He came into the zone at one rate of speed. Watch right now. Now watch a little shift, and then put the jets on. And if you can get that defenseman to just get those skates like they're in concrete just for a fraction and get around them, you get a big jump.
Tomlak just didn't get it out of the zone. Weaver kept it in, and now the Indians will get a chance to clear. Darren Banks, thanks an awful lot for stopping by. Get healthy soon and good luck in the playoffs.
Thank you very much, Steve.
10:25 left to go here in the second period. Bruins on a power play, their third of the game. So far, they're 0 for 2. Panalea on the right wing boards. Grisha holding, looking. Down low for BC, centering pass for Stuffle, had his stick lifted. Weaver for Richer, moves through the circle, drops it off for Panalea. Panalea holds. His shot now deflected over the glass, and we're going to have a face-off in the Springfield zone. Panalea waited, finally decided to take the shot. It was poke checked over the glass.
Yeah, what he does there is what he does so well. He influences the defense by his moves, his head fakes, and his stick handling. And he's trying to freeze the defense to create a scoring chance. So see one little fake there. Now again, watch him come to the middle. Come to the middle. Fake. And now take the snapshot off you. What you're trying to do there is get that defense to just stop and create a little hole for you. And the hole wasn't quite big enough to get through.
Andrew McKim with Tim Sweeney and Glenn Murray now out on the ice on the power play. Weimer and Richer remain at the points.
Jay Leach trying to get Mike McHugh on as a sub, and the referee won't let him do it.
Mike Tomlak. That's a Springfield goal. He'll take the draw against Andrew McKim. Murray went over to get a new stick. We're set to go now. Sweeney taps it back to Richer. Stefan for Sweeney. Back for Stefan. Back for Tim. Sweeney looking, holding. Richer for Sweeney. Quick shot in the slot. McKim fanned on it. Sweeney's shot was a pass intended for McKim, and Andrew just couldn't convert the one-timer. Here's Tomlak on the attack again, but Richer breaks him up nicely. Weimer for McKim. Now Sweeney over the line, slides it under an open left wing. Murray with it, back to the point for Weimer. Wrist shot in on Lenarduzzi, and he covers up for a face-off. 34 seconds remaining on the power play.
Big Jim Weimer, who said at the beginning of the game, a 14-year professional veteran playing his first game for the Providence Bruins, is down here trying to get in shape. Hey, when you come down to a minor league team, it's great to come down to a minor league team where there's a positive attitude and they're winning, and you're playing a rink like this, and it's a, sort of an understatement to call this a rink, playing an arena like this. Yeah. You think I'm talking about the skating club on in Alston. This is not a rink, this is an arena.
BC and Panalea off the wings for Sergei Joltok. Mike O'Connell says Joltok without any question the most improved player from the beginning of the season. Really coming on. Has great offensive skills, which is why he's out here on the power play. Couldn't keep the puck in at the point. Richer back after it. Still time. 15 seconds left on the power play. Richer broken up by Petrovicki. Here comes Jamie Leach. Leach holding, tries to slide it over to Petrovicki, and Panaleev got back.
That's a pretty good effort by Panaleev, not noted for his back checking earlier in the season. Nice defensive effort to come back, and that could have been a goal-saving back check because he's got wide open on that right side.
Springfield back at full strength. Here's Donatelli. His shot whistled wide. Set up nicely at the head of the slot.
Come on, Chuck.
Lavoie back at his own end. Too close to make the pass work with Zoltak, but Donatelli has it. Zoltak overskates it. Steinberg and Donatelli battle. Both go down. Stevens comes away with the puck. Now Donatelli at center ice for Lavoie. Back to Donatelli. Couldn't handle the pass. Shot and a save by Lenarduzzi. Centering pass. Hutzgraf. Shot was blocked. Zoltak with it. Sergei's been out there quite a while. Donatelli wrapped up by Suomalainen. No call. Crowd was making a call, though. Steinberg couldn't clear. Hutzgraf gets it around the boards. Suomalainen banged by Heward. Suomalainen and Heward battle in deep. Suomalainen lost his stick and the puck. But Springfield able to clear it out. Steinberg and Hutzgraf race for it. Steinberg goes down and Hutzgraf takes him hard into the boards. Oh, that was a wicked hit. Steinberg apparently all right as Bales makes the save. Springfield trying to put the pressure on right now. 7:14 left to go. Second period in a 1-1 game. Bruins trying to attack Sweeney. That's Daniels ahead for McHugh. He's in. Scores! Mike McHugh. Scott Daniels sent him in alone. McHugh kept it on the forehand, snapped it home, and Springfield has its first lead of the night.
Well, if you keep playing listlessly all game long, you're going to get yourself in trouble. Here again, you have behind the defense. Nice pass by Daniels, and you see McHugh clearly well behind the defense. Lavoie gets caught up ice, and McHugh comes in alone. Second breakaway goal for the Springfield Indians, and this one clearly McHugh wide open, as on the left side this time. The previous one was on the right side. Left side, the defense gets caught up ice, and McHugh on the pass from Daniels gets well behind, scores his 16th.
13:01, the time of the goal. Daniels will definitely get an assist. I believe Tomlak will also get an assist. So now the Providence Bruins are playing catch-up hockey with 6:59 left to go, second period. Ryan Chapman in the skates of Tomlak. He handles it. Tomlak in deep. Backhands a pass that Daniels couldn't catch up with. McHugh in deep. Wraparound save, Bales. Indians are buzzing. They are buzzing around the Bruins zone. Out in front, Tomlak couldn't handle the pass from in deep by Daniels. Here's Andrew McKim. McKim check, broken up. McHugh shoots it back to the Bruins line. Steve Jakes taken in hard into the boards by Scott Daniels. Daniels, center ice, flips it in wide of Bales. Springfield will change up. In all likelihood, these two teams will meet in the opening round of the playoffs. And by then, who knows what the rosters will look like. Petrovicki moves in. Wrist shot blocked by Terbiakov.
But the Bruins are just sitting back on the heels and taking shots from the Springfield Indian team. Springfield's had the advantage most of the game long, but right now it's clear.
Jim Vesey from McKim. Andrew McKim over the line. Top of the circle. Slides it through looking for Vesey, and offside is called. 5:42 time left, second period. Springfield now with a 2-1 lead. We'll be back in just a moment on Nestor.
5:42 remains in the second period. Providence Bruins losing to the Springfield Indians 2-1. Last goal scored at 13:01 of the second period by Mike McHugh from Daniels and Tomlak. Mike Tomlak at 18:34 of the second period is 12 unassisted. Both similar goals in that they were breakaway goals behind the defense that got caught up ice.
Zoltak fires it in far corner. Vesey into forecheck. Jim knocked down, but makes the play into the slot. No one there. Stevens able to clear it out. Hutzgraf will go back and get it for the Baby Bees. Stumple's pass broken up by Korpachenko. Gets it right back. Excuse me, Zoltak. Zoltak comes out of the pile with the puck. Sergei up ahead for Stefan Richer. Richer fakes the shot for VC. Little flip in. Richer goes after it and has it. Stefan, wrist shot for Pantaleo. Went to his knees. Shot was blocked. Joltok, centering pass for Richer off his skate into the corner. Stefan Richer, the defenseman, up deep, and we've got a penalty. No, we don't. Puck hopped over the glass, and we've got a whistle. There's Stefan Richer, acquired early in the season.
He was way, good talented kid and good offensive skills, but he was way inside the zone that time, and no one picked him up at the left point. You know, and they've given up 2 goals on breakaways already. You saw where he was inside the goal line, and the wing to that side, or the nearest play to that side's got to cover that left point, and no one's there. You watch the play develop as he flips it inside to Pantaleo. Pantaleo tries to one-time it and misses it, but Richer went on and continued on an offensive play, and when the defenseman gets caught inside, the forward's got to get outside and cover the point. Fans, don't forget that the parent Boston Bruins have announced playoff strips are now on sale for the 1993 Stanley Cup playoffs, and they'll be on sale at the Boston Garden box office only. There'll be a 4 strip per customer limit, and only cash, money orders, or bank checks will be accepted. Tickets will not go on sale at all other ticket outlets until March the 22nd.
Face-off coming just outside the Bruins line. You look at Mike O'Connell.
Done a nice job here.
Weimer takes a hit from McHugh. LeBlanc around the boards for Donatelli. Clark on the stick of Todd Hartjay. Weimer in deep centering pass for Donatelli. Had to put it on the backhand. He couldn't make the play. Now Tomlak has one of the 2 Springfield goals. Tomlak, nice move. Past Lavoie, who recovers nicely, though. And we've got a penalty coming up.
Boy, and it's a dumb one, too, I'll tell you. Chapman's going to take a penalty for hitting Heward. And Heward, you see Chapman try to bump him, get Heward to retaliate. But Chapman, this is a center ice penalty with a 2-1 lead and 3:56 remaining in the period. That is not smart.
Well, with the score, Springfield 2, Providence 1. The Bruins will be on the power play when we come back on Nesson.
Veteran American Hockey League performer Brian Chapman sent off for hooking at 16:04. This is center ice play. See it right there. Ill-advised in that situation.
4th power play for the Bruins. Still looking for their first power play goal of the night. McKim and Petrovicki to take the draw.
Fans starting to get into it now. Fans have been sort of listless here tonight, too. And Wednesday night crowd starting to get into it here with 3:51 remaining in the second period. And here Providence Bruins down 2-1 and just haven't had much zip in the old wheels.
In deep, Glenn Murray. Back to Dominic Lavoie. For Stefan Richer. His shot deflects in. And wide. Puck is finally cleared by Scott Morrow. Is able to get it down to the Providence zone. That's where the Bruins will start. As soon as they get organized. Richer. For Lavoie.
From a coaching standpoint, this is the most embarrassing part of power play when you're trying to break the puck out of your zone and this kind of stuff happens. It just looks like you've never been coached.
Tomlak was broken up. Bruins will start it up again. Richer over the line. Shoots it around the boards. Todd Richards and Tim Sweeney battle for it. Puck comes loose. Andy McKim. Back to Tim Sweeney. Sweeney allowed to set up in the slot down low for McKim. He was trying to slide it across to Murray, and it was broken up.
See, once he started to penetrate, and he penetrated that line between the outside man and the inside man, somebody's got to stop him. Usually it's the outside guy's got to come down a little bit, make a play on him, and give him the pass back to the point.
DC backhands it in deep. Richards is there. Cannot clear. Yes, he does. It was right along the line, and Weimer must have felt that it came out because he didn't hesitate much in trying to regroup center ice. 25 seconds left to go on the power play. Zoltok in deep to support the pressure. Weimer takes it away for Petrovicki. Zoltok with a wrist shot up high. Richer. Where's Zoltok? Zoltok tees it up. Oh, what a glove save by Lenarduzzi. Zoltok can't believe it.
Well, I'll tell you, he turned Sumalainen about 6 ways to Sunday, coming in off that face-off circle, and ended up wide open right by the dot. Wow. Watch him right here work to the inside. Joltok's going to get the puck, and watch what he does to Suomalainen. Well, he thinks he's going inside, just turns him right away, right by the dot with a snapshot, and what a dandy save there by Lenarduzzi. Look where he is, 3 feet outside the top of the crease. Watch it again. Fake inside. See, fake inside. He thought he was going back inside. Shoot that puck from the just outside the red dot, and Lenarduzzi has to be extremely alert right there as Joltok shows the offensive skills that Mike O'Connell talked to us about earlier.
Mike Tomlak will take the draw against Todd Hartje.
Anoka, Minnesota. From the Anoka, Minnesota Harches.
We've got a whistle on the face-off as Donatelli and Suomalainen were jousting for position.
I saw Hartje do a real great team thing one year, Dave. You know, he played in the Harvard had some problems on defense, and he's a forward, and he went back and played defense. And, you know, everybody in the world's at the Beanpot, and, you know, he went back as just raw back at the position, played the Beanpot tournament for Harvard on defense. And I thought it was a great team thing to do in a situation where everybody's eyes were on him.
Mike McHugh. Flying down the right side, puts on the brakes, tries to center, broken up by Steve Jakes. Providence defenseman keeps McHugh off the puck, but Tomlak gets it. Back to Suomalainen. He's forced to shoot it wide. Steinberg battling in deep with Hustrov. Donatelli fighting for possession of the puck and gets it and is able to clear. Good work by Clark Donatelli. Stevens bangs it around the boards. Bruins try to keep it in. But offside is called as Clark Donatelli got to the puck just outside the line and brought it back in.
Veteran American Hockey League defenseman Steve Jacques, along with 174 penalty minutes this season, has played some pretty good defense. And along with the entire Providence Bruins team, his one-on-one defense has really improved. This is him against McHugh. Keeps on the inside, poke checks that puck away from McHugh, and then takes McHugh up to the boards. That's excellent play in the one-on-one. You see the puck right there, and Steve Jacques worked McHugh up against the boards. That allows his teammate to come in and pick up the loose puck and take it out of the zone. Got a shiner there from somewhere.
He's a tough defenseman. He likes to go from time to time.
Well, I like the play he just made because that's pretty good defensive one-on-one play.
Sweeney taps it out to center ice. Glenn Murray over the line, drops it off from McKim. He's broken up. Leach on the wing and a heavy hit on Trevor Steinberg. Shot out in front and a save by Bales. Another shot from Steinberg and a save by Bales. Bruins can't get it out of their own zone. Steinberg keeps it in.
This line's had a million chances.
Richards was headed back to the point and had to back off that pass from Torpachenko. Chapman with it at center ice. Shoots it back in. Bales around the boards for Tim Sweeney. Can't clear the zone. Shot by McHugh to save Bales. Rebound. Saved by Bales. Scott Morrow was trying to pound in the rebound. And a very lackluster clear by Tim Sweeney almost resulted in a goal.
Well, he tried to fire the puck around the boards, and Suomalainen stops it, and Morrow comes very, very close here. That puck just was tantalizingly out of his reach, as you'll see the shot. Here's Bales with the clear around the boards. Here's a shot. Now watch Morrow come in from the left side. The rebound deflects off the pad. He just can't get it. That's a nice play right there, and I didn't see that in the original play. Jim Weimer, did you see what Weimer did? I thought it was right off the edge of Morrow's stick, but Weimer gets the stick down and partially deflects it away from Scotty Morrow.
Had a great career.
Yeah, he sure did. Great career. The only player in professional hockey outside of his brother from Plano, Texas.
You probably don't find many skaters in Plano. Here's Vesey moving in, fanned on the wrist shot. Puck stayed with him. Vesey in the slot. Score! Todd Hartje! And it's a 2-2 tie. Credit Jim Vesey, who did not get the shot off alone in the slot, but stayed with it and snapped it right back out in front. And Todd Hartje was there to pound it home. It's 2-2 with 15.1 seconds left in the second.
Well, I tell you, this kid has worked like the Dickens all game long. Vesey's going to get the pass inside. Going to fan on the shot right there, but he's going to stay after the play. Watch him stay after the play. Hartje comes down the chute. Nice play, nice pass by the Merrimack veteran Jim Vesey, and a beautiful shot by Hartje, almost off the angle.
Bale stops the hard drive by Suomalainen. Bruins having trouble clearing the zone. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Morrow carries it in, but the horn sounds, and we have completed 2 periods of play. A big goal in the closing seconds. A big lift for the Providence Bruins. Very disappointing goal to give up for the Springfield Indians. So Hartje's goal ties it at the end of 2. It's Providence 2, Springfield 2. We'll be back with our second intermission in just a moment. We're back between periods 2 and 3 as the Providence Bruins, on a goal from Todd Hartje in the closing seconds of the period, has given the Providence Bruins a 2-2 tie with the Springfield Indians. Springfield out shooting Providence that period 12-10, and they hold a 25-24 shot advantage over the Baby Bees at the end of 40 minutes. Standing by with our own Bob Norton is a guy who's seen some action on the NHL level as well as the AHL level, Glenn Murray. Guys?
Glenn, sort of a listless game in some periods for the Bruins. I know Michael Connell called an early timeout. What did he tell you guys over at the bench when he called that earlier in the period?
Well, you know, they were all over. So
they were.
Yeah, we weren't playing our game. We weren't playing good defense. We, you know, get the puck out and just go after them. You know, play the offensive game that we can play, and just keep going at them. You know, we can score a lot of goals, and if we just go at them, play solid defense, you know, we'll come up with the win.
You know, you see some teams, and this team, we've done a bunch of games down here, and you always have had those offensive legs and just really come zipping out and put a lot of forechecking pressure on and generate a bunch of goals. Now you come off a 5-game road trip, and one would think that the legs might be there tonight, first game at home in a while, but it really hasn't been there consistently all game long. Is there any way you can figure out why that happens sometimes?
I don't know. Like you said, we played 5 games in a row. We came off a long road trip on Sunday. Didn't practice on Monday, practiced Tuesday. So, you know, the legs are a little tired, and it's hot out there, but that's really no excuse. We just have to come out there, play consistent, and hopefully we can come out with a win.
You grew up in Halifax and played your junior hockey in Sudbury. Probably not too many towns in Canada much different than Halifax and Sudbury. How did you enjoy your experience? That's nickel country up there. That's real hockey country, Sudbury, Ontario.
Oh, definitely. You know, it's a great city to play junior hockey, and if any young kid growing up, I would definitely say Sudbury's a great place. You know, they have great ownership, great management, and coaching was great in my 3 years I played there. And, you know, I was fortunate to play in Sudbury. We had 3 great teams, and, you know, it was really fun when I was there.
Not much else to do up there other than watch hockey games during the wintertime. That's the center of the nickel industry. That's nickel country, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. You know, it gets cold up there, and just stay in your house and try to keep warm.
Watch hockey games. You know, you're watching your season as it has gone along. Played some with Boston and played down here with Providence for most of the year. What do you think are the things in your game that have improved the most over the course of the year?
Well, definitely my skating. I remember my first year in junior. You know, I was an awful skater. You know, I still have to keep improving it to get in the NHL level, and just work on my defensive game, skating back, taking the man, and definitely the physical play. You know, I'm a big guy. I just have to get involved more, and hopefully I can keep on doing that.
That brings up an interesting question. You know, you have 35 penalty minutes. I believe that players can improve their physical game and be more physical players, and that's not synonymous with taking more penalty minutes. Can you do that?
Yeah, definitely. You know, you want to be smart out there. You don't want to back down from anyone. I just have to, you know, keep working hard and hitting, you know, hit more, and that'll create offensive chances, you know, and hopefully my teammates can contribute off it.
Is the consistency every night out there different than what it was in the OHL?
Definitely. You know, it's a totally different league. Like, even the NHL is a totally different league from the American League, and it's, you know, it's a lot faster, and everyone's good. So you just have to. I'm not saying that no one's really bad in the OHL, but it's another step up. You just have to keep improving your game, and you know, hopefully you can make it to the NHL someday.
Well, we hope that you make it to the NHL on a full-time basis someday, Glenn. Number 191 pick by the Boston Bruins. Good luck to you the rest of the way.
Thank you very much.
Back to you, David.
All right, Bobby, and getting to the NHL for the American Hockey League. That's the dream of every player at this level, and it was a dream come true for John Blue back in January. We'll take a look at the Bruin goaltender when we come back on Nesson. There's your score after 40 minutes of hockey. Providence 2, Springfield 2. The Providence Bruins tying it up with 15.1 seconds left to go in the second period. Todd Hartje on a feed from Jim Vesey, and that tied it up at 2 apiece. You know, at the start of the season, he was almost a man without a hockey team. I wasn't quite sure where he was going to play. Always hoping, of course, to play for the Boston Bruins. The call came in January, and since then, he's been making opponents turn blue. Steve Burton has the story.
His confidence is building.
Sending McPhee away. Saved by Blue. Rebound. Saved Blue, and the whistle. Again. The pass in. Blue trying to knock it away. Blocked.
John Blue is slowly making a home for himself in Boston. Save after save after save.
I hope so. I don't. It's almost like I'm afraid to, you know, get too settled because I don't want to take it away. But, you know, I'm not too worried about it. I'm just having a great time. And today, Boston's my home. Tomorrow, who knows?
If Blue sounds a little nervous on settling down, well, you really can't blame him. Everywhere he's gone, he's had to move on. In 1988, he went from Kalamazoo to Phoenix. In 89, Phoenix to Knoxville. In 90, Knoxville to Albany. In 91, he wound up in Maine. In the last 5 years, John Blue has played for 11 different teams.
11 teams. It's been a long road. I know people in every town across the United States. It seems like every time I go to see a different team, I know somebody, you know, and it's fun. It's been a long road, but I wouldn't trade it for the world. You know, I've learned more in this this stretch of 5 years of playing with different teams and getting sent around, being maybe not treated properly, and then I've just grown so much from that experience, and I really wouldn't honestly trade it for anything.
Blue wasn't sure whose net he would be minding this year either. The Bruins wanted to buy out his contract over the summer, and on opening night in Providence, he didn't even dress. He was the last man on the totem pole, but it was his ability and faith that kept him hanging on.
The most important thing was my faith in God. I believe that God has a plan for my life. I trusted in what he had for my life. You know, I didn't think I was ready to quit playing. And I prayed about it, and I felt that my place was to be in Providence, and I was supposed to stay there and work hard and wait for my opportunity. And I was able to get a break, and that opportunity came, and the Lord has blessed me ever since.
Back on January 7th, the Bruins called Blue's number. The Bees bench goalie Andy Moog and forced Reggie Limberlin into retirement. When the smoke cleared, it was Blue to the rescue.
It's been crazy. It's almost, the first week was really crazy because you mentioned with Reggie and with Andy, everything that was going on with the media attention, media going back and forth trying to find out what the scoops were. Why are you here? You know, you're just here to fill a spot. And with my faith and the contentment I had in my life, I figured, you know, if I was just here for a week, if I was just here to fill in for a few games, I was going to be happy because I was just happy to be here at the time.
He's been very sharp. Everybody's asked what kind of style he's got. Well, I think he's not, I don't think. Tommy has certainly helped him not play as scrambly, and he did stop the puck, and he stopped it in the John Blue style, and now he's just letting the puck hit him in more situations, and that's a sign of a goaltender playing with a lot of confidence, but also doing a lot of things right, too.
With Andy Moog hampered by injuries, Blue's been the #1 goalie for the last 7 weeks. He's watched himself go from last to first. Looking back on it all,
you know, it still is sinking in. It still sometimes doesn't seem real. And I tell you what, I wake up every morning and I thank the Lord for the blessings that I've got in my life. This is a thrill. This is a dream come true for me. It's like I say, it's something I've been dreaming about all my life, and now it's here. So the reality isn't quite sunken in yet.
Well, a dream come true for John Blue, and it's becoming a nightmare for many of the scorers in the National Hockey League. Take last night, for example, here at the Providence Civic Center. John Blue recorded 33 saves. A major reason as to the Boston Bruins being able to beat the New Jersey Devils by a score of 3-1. Our score here tonight, 2-2. The Providence Bruins and Springfield Indians after 2. When we come back, Bob Norton will pull out the old Nort board and dissect some of the highlights from period 2. We'll run down the scoring summary, and we'll get ready for third period play, so stay with us on this one. Some guests on both Boston and Providence Bruins hockey receive a gift certificate from Eastern Clothing of Watertown. Eastern's long association with pro athletes has led them to specialize in the athletic cut suit, styled with larger shoulders and smaller waist for the physically developed, hard-to-fit man. For the largest selection of athletic cut suits, shop the leader, Eastern Clothing. Welcome back to the Providence Civic Center. 2-2, the Bruins and the Indians. Last night, it was 3-1, the Bruins and the Devils, with Boston besting New Jersey. Amy Stone has the highlights.
It was a neutral site affair in Providence. The not-so-neutral Providence fans gave Cam Neely a standing O, and Cam was quick to prove he was plenty healthy.
Over the line, going deep, back for Oates. Oates, back to Bork, fires, save, rebound, Neely on the score! Cam Neely back for the Bruins, scores a power play goal to make it 1-0.
Not content with the early power play goal, Cam helped out on defense. Here, loaning his stick to an embattled John Blue. Blue is very much the story for the Bees, stopping 16 shots in the first period before surrendering a hard-fought goal to Claude Lemieux early in the second. Midway through the period, Neely teamed up with line mates Dmitry Kovartonov and Adam Oates.
Way by Roberts, out for Neely, who has a goal. Neely ahead, all alone, Kovartonov in, save, Torelli, loose puck, and the score by Adam Oates.
Number 41 for Oates, Dave Reed would add an insurance goal early in the third.
Reed coming over the line, hard, deep on Niedermeyer, puts it in front, goes all the way to Ray Bork. He stops, cuts, fires in, score! David Reed from Ray Bork.
The Providence Puckheads rejoice. Neely gets a goal and an assist. John Blue stopped 33 shots, and the Bruins pick up a solid 3-1 win.
Welcome back, everybody. The score at the end of the second period, Springfield Indians 2, Providence 2. We're waiting for the third period to begin. It was 1-0 at the end of one on an Andrew McKim goal, his 20th. But at 1:26 of the second period, Mike Tomlak unassisted as Stefan Richer of the Providence Bruins got caught well inside the defensive blue line. Watch this play develop. You're going to see Richer, that's him, but he loses a puck on a bobble, and Tomlak's going to come loose with it as the puck just sort of bobbles out to center ice, and all the Providence Bruins are chasers. Here comes Tomlak. And Tomlak up and over for his 12th goal of the season, and as we said, unassisted. It would go along with the Springfield Indians sort of dominating play until Mike McHugh at 13:01 will get his 16th. And watch again how this play develops on a breakaway. Watch right here. You see the Bruins get caught on the inside here, and you're going to see this play just break loose. From Daniels to McHugh. And Dominic Lavoie got caught inside on that center ice play, and McHugh comes forehand side and just has a lot of room to put it by Mike Bales, and that's his 16th of the year at 13:01, as I said, from Scott Daniels, and also an assist to Mike Tomlak. Then at 19:44, Todd Hartshey's going to get the goal. Now watch what happens here. This is Vesey. Vesey misfires, but the defenseman goes down. The puck is going to continue on here, and Hartshey's going to come right down the chute and get a pass from Vesey. Now watch the play develop. Vesey stays on the play. As he stays on the play, see him take that look right there. Watch him look. He's looking right out here, and he's going to find Hartshey. He's going to be coming from left to right in that left to right direction, almost getting off the angle. Now watch when he gets it. Right here. See, Hartshey's off on an angle, but he finds a spot even off the angle to shoot. And beats Lenarduzzi to the inside. That was a fortuitous goal for Providence, because Hartshey at that point when he received the pass was in no position to beat Lenarduzzi at any spot unless Lenarduzzi moved that foot and gave him the inside. So Tomlak is 12th at 1:26 unassisted. That tied the score for Springfield. Mike McHugh is 16th at 13:01 from Tomlak and Daniels, put Springfield ahead 2-1. And then late in the period, 19:44 in the last minute, Todd Hartshey, a hard-working goal, his 5th of the season, hard-working period. Great feed from Jim Vesey. 2-2 the score. Springfield and Providence tied. Springfield 25 shots on goal, Providence 24. And there's Todd Hartshey bending over, tying his shoes, and he just had a strong game. It was great that he got a goal because he's played just guts out all game long.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how the Bruins come out this period, Bobby. Last period, you figured, well, they had a very indifferent first 20 minutes and were fortunate to have a 1-0 lead. You would have thought, all right, they're going to come out, take the bull by the horns. Instead, they fell behind 2-1.
Yeah, and it was the way they fell behind too, Bob, Dave, rather. There were two breakaway goals in that period where you had the defense getting lost, once on the right side and the other time on the left side. And the Springfield Indians took advantage of both of those opportunities. They can't give those breakaways up in this third period. 2-2 the score.
Well, the Harche line has done a good job tonight, and they're being rewarded by getting the start here in the third period. Harche between Billy Heward and Clark Donatelli. Weimer and Lavoie at defense. As you look at Mike O'Connell.
He must have a green tie on there, does he?
Yeah, he does. It's not as green as it may look on your screen. And by the way, we do want to say that for those of you who are having difficulty with the picture, we're doing what we can. We understand the snowstorm in the Boston area and rainstorm down here in Providence is raising havoc with the transmission of the broadcast. Jim Weimer fired and broke his stick on the shot, and now is back on defense without a stick. It's dumped into his corner smartly. McHugh in after it, almost poked it by Bales. McHugh gets control at center ice for Todd Richards. Richards slides it in. Govidaris in deep, checked. Govidaris tripped up by Weimer, who now has a stick.
Yeah, he did, and he just got away with a trip.
Donatelli. The line, drops it off for Heward. Heward is checked as he keyed it up for a wrist shot. Govidaris out to center ice. Richards flips it in. Springfield will change up. Jakes around the boards of Murray. Here's Hustrop. Back from Murray. Murray tees it up, fires wide, high and wide. Hustrop able to keep it in for Sweeney, who is checked by Chapman. McKim for Sweeney. Looking for McKim. Can't connect. Kept in by Jakes at the line. Sweeney tied up. Held, in fact. Springfield breaks it out. Carl Johnston checked at the line, ridden off the play. Sweeney is checked by Morrow. They bump. Sweeney able to tap it out to center ice. And shot right back in by Petrovicki, who gets it. It's a stick up with Sweeney.
That goes back to the hold back at the other end of the ice. Petrovicki and Sweeney. Sweeney took exception to being held by Petrovicki, and that's what's behind all that.
Murray trying to shake Sumalainen. Kim digging in deep with Petrovicki. Daniels. Deep. Sumalainen overskates the puck. Panalea. Panalea pinned to the boards by Sumalainen. Joltok out in front. Murray backhander save. Lenarduzzi came up with a beauty that time on Glenn Murray. A nice feed from the point. Sergei Joltok put that puck right on Murray's stick.
Very clever with the puck. Great passing skills.
Here's Panalea down the left side. Pulls up. Holding. Looking. Centering pass. He was looking for Richer. Almost had a pair. Richet's first was blocked. He picked up his own rebound and shot it behind Lenarduzzi.
Yeah, Richer didn't get in great position to receive the first pass and almost couldn't put it on net.
Here comes Richer again. It looks like a forward the way he's playing. The defenseman Stefan Richer is knocked down. Puck is loose. Chervyakov is back alone on D. Joltok with the shot in on Lenarduzzi. He gloves it and holds on for a faceoff.
Once again, Richer caught inside, and that's okay if somebody picks him up at the point, but that's not what happened. That was a solo point for a while. Yeah, this is the first one when Richer gets this nifty pass from Panalea for Watsi. Not in great position to get that square on net, just has a little piece of it, but comes back again, and I think he puts it in front of the net and knocks it off of Lenarduzzi, and it goes into the far corner. Boy, I tell you, Joltok sets Murray up beautifully here. Look at that thread-the-needle pass to Murray. Oh, boy, great pass, great effort, and superb work by Lenarduzzi.
Indeed, Archie putting a heavy hit on Corey Bolio. Puck comes loose to the neutral zone. Flipped right back in by Lavoie. Bolio up the left side. Govidaris broken up. Lavoie keeps it in. Donatelli buzzing on the left side. Can't control the puck at the line. It rolls all the way back down to the Providence zone, and Bales has it. Tom Lack and Donatelli both go down. Puck comes loose for Heward. Stewart flips it out to center ice. The Bruins will change. 16-15 left to go third period. Tied at 2.
Yeah, we could have an altercation before this one's over because there is a ton of clutching and grabbing and hooking and holding going on out there in this period.
Here's Andrew McKim from Weaver. His shot is blocked. Nikar. Up the left side. Check from behind. Knocked down by Murray. Jakes. Oh, I assume Steve was trying to clear it that time. He hit Glenn Murray. Now it is cleared.
Icing's waved off there. The puck went right by Stevens, and he made sort of a faint effort for it, and the linesman saw that and blew off the icing.
At center ice, Petrovicki is tripped up. No call. And again, the puck is cleared down into the Providence zone. This will be icing. As Jamie Huscroft is back to touch up. So with 15:22 left to go in the third, we're still tied. Providence 2, Springfield 2. Back on Nesson in a moment.
This Dodge Shadow costs under 10 grand, which is pretty remarkable when you consider it has things like an automatic transmission, air, a stereo, power steering and brakes, and a whole lot more. But what's really surprising about Shadow is that we've managed to keep it priced that low, even allowing for inflation.
This copyrighted program is brought to you under paid cable TV rights. I'll get it right here.
You don't have that memorized
No,
yet?
I don't have it memorized yet. We didn't. There we go. Brought to you under paid cable TV rights granted to the New England Sports Network. Any rebroadcast or other use of the accounts of this game without the written consent of the Providence Bruins and Nesson is prohibited. We get it right.
There you go.
Perfecto. Perfecto.
Amazing how that came back to you all at once. Face off to the right of Mike Lenarduzzi. Jakes at the left point. Wrist shot through traffic. Steered away by Lenarduzzi. Deasy in deep. Stumple trying to get away from Tomlak. Handcuffed by Tomlak. Held by Tomlak. And the puck comes loose. Bolio. Huscroft keeping it in at the right point. Stumple. Couldn't make the play. Here comes Springfield. Trevor Steinberg down the right side. Tries to shoot it around the boards. Jakes blocked it. Now Vesey on the right wing boards. Flips it ahead for Panaleo, who tried to kick it ahead and couldn't make the play. Richards on the stick. Korpachenko. Jamie Leach couldn't catch up with it. Stumple. For Vesey. Rising slap shot. Providence trying to change on the fly here as Korpachenko stick handles through center ice. Korpachenko over the line. Still with it. Shoots. Flicked high off the glass and out of the zone, and the Indians will have to regroup. Puck goes all the way down to the Springfield end. Jukka Suomalainen. For Korpachenko. In at Korpachenko. Pass intended for Govidaris. He's outside. Puck is flipped into the Providence bench area. A delayed offside was going to be called as Govidaris was in ahead of the play.
As you pointed out, Dave, earlier during the break, the Springfield sort of just throwing the puck out of the zone, and they've got a 2-2 tie, looking for some sort of break at center ice to catch the Providence Bruins defense napping. But it's awfully early in the period to try to sit on a tie, 2-2, when the 13:59 remaining is a long, long way to go. Jay Leach on the Springfield bench, as we mentioned earlier, one of the top candidates we hear for the UMass job, and he'd be a great coach for them.
Ewert fires it in wide. Donatelli on it. Tries to center it. It is blocked. Comes back to the left point. Cherbiakov takes a hit from McHugh, but keeps the puck in. And then Cherbiakov knocks down McHugh. Crowd like that. Richey tees it up. It is blocked in the slot. Donatelli back for Cherbiakov. Right along the ice. Save Lenarduzzi. Joltok in deep. Joltok trying to carry it out in front. He is broken up. Here's Donatelli. Donatelli keeps it in, and Heward gets into it with Chapman. And Heward, is he going to be the only one gone? Nope, Chapman's going too.
I think they're both taking a walk or a skate.
Heward will be off for Providence. Chapman for Springfield.
Well, this play develops as Chapman and Heward on the inside. You see 22 and 20 right there. There's why Chapman's in the box, and you saw earlier why Heward's in. There's another reason Heward ought to be in.
He's just kind of
and there's another reason Chapman
case.
ought to be in. That could be two double. That could be 2 minus for each of them. Probably that would be the best way to call it, wouldn't you think?
Yeah, Bill Heward has got to be the toughest guy in the American Hockey League.
Well, he's got 253 minutes in penalties right now, so
I'm surprised guys continue to challenge him.
Well, I'm not sure how much of a challenge that was. That was him wrapping Chapman, and Chapman sort of defended himself. Chapman gives away about 1.5 feet and about 40 pounds, so I'm not sure how much challenging he was going to do of Heward, but he got whacked in that initial melee pretty good, and then he just was it was a pride matter after that.
He took 2 for the team right away.
He took a bunch.
Right away. Matching Miners. Sweeney centering pass. Weaver shot to save Lenarduzzi. Jim Weaver, who's got a great shot, jumped right up in the slot. Sweeney put it on his stick. Weaver was robbed. Here's Petrovicki at the other end. Petrovicki shot. Save Bales, and he squeezes the pads and holds on. Petrovicki went hard into the boards, and he is hurt. I didn't see who tripped him up, Bob, as he went hard after the shot.
I think it was Weaver just continuing the one-on-one play into the boards. It was a play in which Petrovicki made a very, very difficult shot. And I don't even think he intended the kind of shot he made, but rather than getting a hard shot off, he got off a little flipper on Bales. And as a result, Bales had some difficulty with it. It was sort of a change of pace kind of shot. Bales made the save, and Petrovicki and I believe Weaver go into the boards. This is Petrovicki on the left side. Weaver in the middle. There's the shot, a little flipper, and see Petrovicki goes over the top of Weaver and goes shoulder first into the boards. Watch it again from this angle. You might see it better. Weaver goes down, sliding block. Petrovicki goes up and over him. Wow. He went in that corner, in that side, the backboards rather, totally out of control.
Head first.
Ooh.
That could be a neck injury.
Well, that's the best angle on the shot, on the hit.
Robert Petrovicki. 5'11", 172 pounds, out of Kosice, Czechoslovakia. Will not turn 20 until October 26th.
He can play a little bit, I'll tell you that. Very, very clever. The shot was a difficult shot in that it was one that was not coming at the speed that the goaltender Bales anticipated coming, and you could just see him fooled by it a little bit, but fortunately it was right at him upstairs, right at the letter P in his uniform, and he was able to control the puck freezing and get a face-off.
McKim out to take the draw against Tomlak just outside the Providence zone, and Tomlak wins it all the way back into the Springfield zone. Indians 2, Bruins 2. 12:50 left to go, third period. Tomlak carries in. Offside is McHugh, and the faceoff will come again just outside the Bruins zone as you look at Mike Tomlak.
Stay with Nesson for more great hockey on Saturday when the parent club returns home to host the Detroit Red Wings. Boston's lost only 5 of their last 21 games, and Saturday they'll look to continue their assault on first place. Digest, as always, will start today. Then it's Boston and Detroit live at 1:30. Detroit games.
Peter Duras, who had a handful of game-winning goals for the Providence Bruins before getting the call-up, and doing a great job for the parent team.
Well, Peter's one of those guys, and I'm sure that's the reason that he was brought up, is played a lot of games in the National Hockey League, and you can put him out there after bring him up to the American Hockey League, and you know exactly what you're going to get. Gives you a very consistent effort every game, and he's had a superb year here, considering he's about a month late joining the team.
The fact that he's a UNH alum doesn't stifle your enthusiasm.
Well, he left a little early. He didn't quite get to the alum level, but I think he left after his sophomore year to join the Canadian national team. But he was a fine player, and is a fine player.
Mike McHugh loses it on the dribble as he brings it over the line. Tomlak, though, stayed with it. And a layup. Up ahead for Stumple. Joseph Stumple looking to make the play for Huskroff. Takes the shot. Hit the side of the net. Some of those in that end of the building thought it was inside the net. Jake's with it. His shot. Save with the blocker by Lenarduzzi. He was way out on that shot to cut down the angle.
But you see what's happened here, though, Dave. We talked about Springfield sitting on a little bit in this period early on, and what's happened is by sitting on it, they've allowed the thrust, the momentum thrust, to move toward the Providence Bruins, and Providence is taking advantage of it as they are all over the Springfield team in this third period. Steve Jakes from the outside fires one just through a bunch of traffic in front of Lenarduzzi, and he's got to be about 5 feet outside the crease.
Springfield, not much luck in this building this season. But as Jay Leach said before the game, season's really young considering they'll probably face each other in the playoffs. Puck comes back to Lebois. Checked by Petrovicki. Sticks up high as they go in deep. Lebois trying to make the play. Finally broken up. Joltai with Lebois fighting to keep it in, and they do. Sumalainen in deep, checked by Glenn Murray. Providence Bruins doing their best piece of forechecking of the night here in the third period.
And I think the Springfield has allowed that to happen by sort of giving Providence the chance to come at them in the defensive end. You know, when you're clearing it all the time, that's what happens. We'll be right back after this brief message.
Dunkin' Donuts presents designer eclairs, divine minis in bold new combinations, like this little number. Chocolate cream filling, richly trimmed in chocolate frosting, or fabulous apple filling with its coat of caramel, or the excitement of chocolate cream with milk or frosting. Daring? Yes. Shocking? Perhaps. But for mini lovers, the height of good taste.
New Dunkin' Donuts designer mini eclairs.
Divine.
11:30 remains in the third period. Providence 2, Springfield 2. The draw coming to the right of Mike Lenarduzzi in the Springfield end. Todd Hartje, who had the tying goal late in the second period on the draw with Petrovicki. Excuse me, with Torpachenko. Torpachenko, who's down the left side. Torpachenko, watched by Donatelli, takes a hard shot. Went off the stick of Bales and up over the glass. Leonid Torpachenko.
That was pretty well played by Donatelli. He just wasn't going to give Torpachenko anything, and all Donatelli has to do is maintain his position. If he maintains his position on the inside, Torpachenko can't come to the net, and that's the key. Is he just got to play him off, play him off, play him off. Don't chase him, play him off, and you can see how he maintains that distance between the forward and himself, and just stays between the guy and coming toward the net. Good solid play by Donatelli, coming back on the defensive check.
Donatelli gave away 6 inches to Torpachenko, who goes 6'4", 235. Big guy from Moscow. Stefan Richer in deep, being checked by Trevor Steinberg. It's Chervyakov now behind his own net. Dennis Chervyakov to Todd Hartje. Hartje's pass knocked down by Torpachenko at center ice. He does a pirouette. Donatelli can't carry the puck in. Here's Steinberg over the line. Steinberg drops it off. Nice drop to Billy Heward. Bolio whips it around the boards. Leach can't clear it. Kept in by Hartje. Puck cleared down into the Providence zone. Petrovicki and Richer going for it. Richer with it for icing.
I'll tell you, Heward is a disturber. That's the best way to describe me. He hit Torpachenko right by the P at center ice, and Torpachenko skated a couple more strides and then went off the ice. He just catches him. Here's Torpachenko. Here's Heward. Watch out. Here it comes.
Ooh.
That catches him right on the thigh. That's what Torpachenko was yelling about. He thought it should have been a leg check. Well, looking at it there, you know, one of those that could have been called either way, but I'll tell you, Heward really laid one on him. He doesn't miss many chances to whack you. He looks tough, too, doesn't he? He looks tough.
That's his game.
I mean, if he came at me like that, I'd head the other way. I wouldn't even let him have a chance to hit me.
He looked at you like that.
He looks too tough. I'm going to head the other way right off the bat.
McKim battling Tomlak off the faceoff. Tomlak wins it. Stevens. Puck checked at the line. Tim Sweeney hustles in to keep it in and then loses his balance. Govidaris. Nice shift. Head of the slot. Govidaris shot. Save. Bales. Big save by Mike Bales. And here comes Sweeney. Sweeney on the right side, having trouble catching up at the puck, settles it down. His pass is blocked by Tomlak. McKim goes hard into the corner. Tomlak comes away with the puck. Lavoie kept it in at the point. And a heavy hit laid out on Mike McHugh. And the hitting is picking up on both ends. McKim holding, waiting, trying to get it to Murray. He was interfered with by Suomalainen, but no call.
Yeah, that's minor interference compared to what's gone on some of those plays.
And now Suomalainen and Murray joust. And they're going to go. Here we go. Jukka Suomalainen. Oh, he landed a couple of dandies on Murray. Suomalainen goes 6'5", 198 from Helsinki, Finland. And in the other corner, Glenn Murray at 6'2", 205 from Halifax, Nova Scotia. Good battle of heavyweights.
Do you ever think you might like a career as a linesman?
No. Boy, you talk about getting absolutely no reward for a day's work.
And occasionally you get cuffed across the head.
People complain all the time that you missed that offside call. That wasn't icing. Then you get in to break up a fight and catch one in the back of the head.
One guy's 6'5", the other guy's 6'2". They're both tough for nails. And you're going to put your head in the middle. I think we see what all this thing started from. Puck comes in front. There's Murray. Suomalainen, he had to stick up high on Murray, and I think Murray took exception to the cross-check. Now we're going to get a real first-hand, close-up view. They're going to spar a little bit. They spar a little bit to start with. Suomalainen and Murray. 5 minutes each for fighting.
Also getting penalties, Andrew McKim and Brian Chapman. They get matching roughing calls. Mike O'Connell saying, well, let's go.
Play a little twirl-lure on the music machine. Oh, no, it's an Irish. I was just smiling. I had the wrong tune. There it is.
Right country.
Right country, wrong songs. I can do them both, but I won't do them on the air.
Now, Jay Leach is trying to state a case as to why they should have a man advantage out of all of that. Well, those on hand today celebrating St. Patrick's Day, of course.
They're looking forward to the playoffs.
They're banking on great success come April and May. A Calder championship. So 9:25 remains, and both teams will be 4 aside. This will open it up for the better skating team. And right now, with Stumple and Penaleev out there, the Providence Bruins certainly have 2 guys that can go.
Yeah, that's for sure. When you give Stumple and Penaleev the kind of ice that you have out here in a 4-on-4 kind of situation, you put 2 guys out there that are extraordinarily clever. And Stumple's got some good size, too. He can not only motor, but he can go through you.
Petrovicki and Morrow are up front. And now Morrow is going off. Tomlak has come on. So Petrovicki and Tomlak are the forwards. Tim Sweeney has come out to join Joseph Stumple. Huscroft and Jakes at defense for Providence. Richards and Bolio at defense for Springfield. 2-2 our score. There's been absolutely no scoring this period. Todd Hutch's goal, closing seconds of the second period, lifted the Bruins into this current score as Petrovicki brings it into the zone. Shoots it in deep. Tomlak on it. Hit by Jakes. Tomlak trying to kick it loose. Petrovicki picks it up. Petrovicki holding. Watched by Huscroft. Gets it back to the point. Bolio. Corey Bolio. Shot goes wide. Petrovicki picks it up. Checked by Huscroft. Tomlak in deep. Zoltan comes in to help out Jakes. Shot by Richards. Went high, and that Bales duck. Stevens keeps it in at the left point. Zoltan takes it away. And now we've got an elbow call behind the play I think Steve Jakes is going to get called for the penalty. This will create a 4-on-3 power play for Springfield with 8:27 remaining third period. We'll be back with more on NESN.
Steve Jakes thought it should have been a matching penalty, but it's not. He's going to go off for elbowing, and as you pointed out, Dave, it's a 4-on-3 for the Springfield Indians. That's the elbow. Well, Jake certainly deserved his part of it.
Look at Mark Kumpel, assistant player coach for the Providence Bruins.
Yeah, played for the Lowell Chiefs, who will open up the Hockey East tournament against the Maine Black Bears, and that's going to be a good hockey game. You know, Lowell played them very, very tough up in Orono, Maine. I'm looking forward to that one, and then UNH and BU play the nightcap at 8 o'clock.
Anytime you got a goaltender like Rolison,
oh, he's great.
You can beat anybody.
I tell you, there's an argument for a difference between the player of the year and the most valuable player.
Riche got away with a punch on McHugh. Johnston holds. Riche came out to check. Johnston holding, looking. McHugh has one of 2 goals tonight for Springfield. Mike McHugh for Johnston, kicked out by Bales. Tim Sweeney tries to clear and does. Puck slid back into the Springfield zone, and McHugh has to go all the way back to get it. McHugh now with Jamie Leach. Todd Richards. Leach tried to leap over the Providence Bruin. Didn't quite make it. It was Dominic Lavoie.
That was a nice little play by Riche there. Instead of waiting till he went behind the net to get rid of the puck, he found a little crease and got rid of it up ice before he had to turn up ice himself.
5-on-4 now. And for the next 50 seconds or so, Tom Lack finding the traffic and heavy going tough in the corner. Leach with it. Slides it back to Richards. Quick shot over everything. Petrovicki gets it back to Stevens. Down low. Tomlak couldn't get to it. Hustroff does. It takes a funny hop out in front. Richards for Tomlak. Tomlak centering, looking for Leach. It goes to Stevens at the point. Stevens hit a leg. Weimer picks up the puck. Gets it to Harche, and Harche is able to clear. 20 seconds left to go. On the Springfield power play, Petrovicki drop pass, put it right on the stick of Tim Sweeney, and the puck is cleared. With 10 seconds left to go on the power play, time for one more Indian rush. Chapman through center ice, fires it in wide. Karam's off to Bales, who leaves it for Weimer. Weimer is checked by Govidaris. Bruins are back at full strength as Jakes comes out and puts a hit on Torpachenko. Torpachenko got up awfully slowly, Bob.
I think he got hit in the same leg. I think that hit was the same spot that he got hit by Heward.
Bolio for Torpachenko. Bolio took a hit after getting rid of the puck.
Torpachenko must think he's a target out there right now.
He's big enough to be a target. 6'4", 235. Big enough to be a house. Icing is the call. Face-off coming up in the Providence zone.
NESN has a full slate of Red Sox action coming your way all next week live from sunny Florida. The action starts with the afternoon games on Monday and Tuesday, followed by a 7:30 game on Wednesday night. 2 more matinee games on Thursday and Friday. Going to wrap up the week as we prep you for another great summer of baseball here in New England. It's the Sox all next week live on NESN. Let's take a look at Torpachenko as he gets his stick adjusted over there on the bench. Leonid Torpachenko, 27 goals, 24 assists, 51 points.
He's had good success against the Bruins.
Well, that's probably why they've got a little bit of concentration on him.
Scott Morrow taking the draw against Joseph Stumple. Stumple wins it for Chervyakov. Morrow chasing it in deep, though. Steinberg. Again, tried to whistle it around the boards, and it hit something and bounced out in front as VC. Strong arm Steinberg away from the puck and makes the play. Nice play by Jim Vesey. Vesey with that heads-up pass to set up Todd Harche with the tying goal late in the second period. Chervyakov back. Can't connect with Vesey, and it's going to go the length of the ice. No icing. No icing. Somebody must have tipped it. Chapman. For Daniels. Steinberg fires on Bales, who was out to cut down the angle.
Yeah, he's been pretty good today. That was a nice stop right there.
Zoltak carries it through center ice. Sergei Zoltak gaining speed. Now trying to slide it through. Can't. He is checked. Daniels had Stumple tied up. Puck comes loose. Lenarduzzi leaps out. It's under Daniels. Puck comes loose, knocked down, and out of the zone. Chervyakov couldn't keep it in, and now tempers flare. Sticks are up, and punches are thrown. That was a wild, madcap scramble out in front of Mike Lenarduzzi. I thought an interference penalty or a holding penalty was going to be called, Bob, and nothing.
Well, there were just all sorts of bodies grabbing onto all sorts of bodies in the front of the net, and I don't think that the referee was going to sort that out. He just sort of let them whack away until the puck finally cleared and ended up being cleared out of the zone by Springfield. But it looked as if this is just a nifty move coming into the zone by Zoltak, and you can just see bodies all over in front of the net. Zoltak trying to get control of the puck, turns around and snaps one off, and the puck hangs right there. That's when Lenarduzzi tries to go out and get it. He gets down and out, and the puck's still loose. It's right in the middle of those bodies. You have 5 Binghamton players, Springfield players, right there in the middle trying to freeze the puck. Daniels on top of it, down on his knees, and it finally gets cleared out of the zone. But you saw all those 5 guys grouped together like that with the puck in the middle, and I just don't think the referee knew who to call a penalty on. It was everybody grabbing on everybody inside there.
Well, I think he missed the boat when the puck came loose from Zoltak. And as Stumple went after the loose puck, Daniels just had a grab on him and dragged him down.
Well, as I said earlier, Dave, there's been a lot of that all game long, of holding and hooking in both the defensive zone and in center zone. And I think that Coach O'Connell is saying that that might have been called as well. But, you know, he hasn't called it all night long, so you're not going to start calling it now with 4:49 remaining in the third period.
The look on Mike O'Connell's face says it all.
Well, that's right. But, you know, it's gone both ways. And he hasn't made that hook and hold call. You remember at the beginning of this period, I said that there had been a lot of hooking and holding going on out there, and it wasn't being called. And, you know, these guys just don't start calling that with 4:49 remaining in the score tied.
Well, there's a pretty good trade. Corey Bolio, who's a number 5 or 6 defenseman,
well, he hasn't been out there very much tonight.
Takes off Joseph Stumple, matching minors for roughing.
You don't recall calling his name very often.
No.
We gave up Corey Bolio 1 goal, 3 assists for 4 points, 184 penalty minutes now. It goes off the ice for a 79-point score.
Not much of a trade.
Well, depends on your perspective. But from Springfield's standpoint, a heck of a trade. From Providence's standpoint, not very good at all.
Bill Heward put himself offside as he reached back to pull that puck in. Jay Leach wanting his guys to just get the puck out of the zone. Hope for an opportunity at the other end, and they've had a couple. Mike Bales has been fantastic, as has Mike Lenarduzzi tonight.
Yeah, they both have been excellent. Lenarduzzi is extremely aggressive. You see how he gets out to cut down those angles. Bales has been less so tonight, less aggressive, doesn't seem to get out quite as far, but not any less successful, as he's played beautifully in the nets for the Providence Bruins.
Lenarduzzi is just 20 years old.
I don't think Bales is right out of college. He's older than Lenarduzzi. He played at Ohio State.
21.
21, but he's still, by goaltending standards, that's very young.
Jakes banks it out of the zone. Todd Richards on it. Richards just flips it into the Providence zone. Jakes has it. Jakes banks it off the left wing boards. Sweeney with it. Sweeney for McKim. Ahead for Murray. Murray lost his balance, but got it in deep.
And he'd been able to play give and go with McKim. I think he could have set McKim in alone. McKim went by him like a jet, and he just wasn't able to control the puck and zip it to him.
Puck is shot down in behind the Springfield net. Steinberg just chops it out. 4 minutes left to go, third period. 2-2 the score. Johnston up ahead for Morrow. Morrow, wrist shot, glove save, Bales. That was a big one. Morrow tries to center. It's intercepted by Huscroft, and he's able to get it to Tim Sweeney. Sweeney on the right wing. Panalev. Panalev in deep. Circles the net. Panalev still in control. Puck now loose in the corner. Weimer from the circle whistles it wide. Wrist shot. Providence. Providence breaking down the left side. Moves in. Shot. Save. Bales, and he covers up the rebound. Chris Providence almost gives Springfield the lead. Mike Bales saves the day for the moment. 3:25 left to go in regulation. We're tied. We'll be back on Nesson in a moment.
All right, watch right here. If Lavoie doesn't stop the body here, he's got to stop the puck, rather. He's got to stop the body. He lets the puck go by, can't stop the body. Now watch how beautifully Weimer comes back and plays Steinberg off the rebound angle. See, he takes him right off that rebound angle. That puck sits there, and when Weimer took him, he took him right to left, so that not only was he taken out of the play, he was taken off the rebound angle. That was just a tremendous play by Bales, stopping the shot. But the saving play was Weimer, because he came from way out of the play to pick up Steinberg and take him off the angle toward the net. Superb play.
Might remember Weimer had the shot from the left wing boards that started that play. Shot it wide. It came back to the right point. Thus the breakout for Goverdaris, and Weimer did a great job getting back.
Well, you don't stay in professional hockey 14 years without being able to make those kind of plays and be up in the National Hockey League as long as he has. You know, a lot of players will come back and make that play, but you see, he was on the side to be most effective. He placed himself between Steinberg and the net. And once he placed himself between Steinberg and the net, he could move Steinberg any direction he wanted to, and he just moved him right away from the front of the net.
Brian Sutter and Tom McVie and everybody else in Boston will be happy to have Jim Weimer back in 100% condition. Means an awful lot to that hockey club. Andrew McKim and Mike Tomlak. Both of them have goals tonight. Tomlak's the first, McKim's the first scorer of the night. Tomlak early in the second to tie it.
Coaches are trying to get some message out to the face-off circle, and the stall is between, I think Providence is trying to get they're trying to find, see, Michael Connell is shouting instructions out. I think they want Weimer to move over in a little different position.
Draw one in deep for Weimer. Around the boards. Arche had his man. Sumalainen tied up. It goes the length of the ice. Chapman can't control it. But the puck does come out to center ice. Arche fires in off the right wing boards. Donatelli in deep. Hits the back of the net with his centering pass. Tomlak avoids the hit from Heward. Weimer at center ice had McHugh check. McHugh gets it back and flips it in. 2:50 left to go. Third period. 2-2. Providence and Springfield. Archie give and go with Donatelli. Donatelli looking for Heward. The pass was in his skates. Todd Richards ahead for Trevor Steinberg. Offside Goverdaris. He was expecting the pass from Steinberg and never got it.
Yeah, Steinberg had some trouble. Caught the puck in his feet. Just couldn't get it out to the stick to be able to move it. I'll tell you, that was a dangerous play. Had Steinberg been able to sort of dip that one over to Goverdaris, Goverdaris might have been in alone. 2:35 remaining. This one has a set of overtime to it, David.
The way things have gone in this third period, the goaltenders have come up big when they've been called on, but there haven't been a lot of opportunities in this period. But those opportunities that have presented themselves were beauties. Huskroft behind his own net. He's paired with Jakes right now. Panalev carrying up the right side, tries to make the pass to himself. A one-hander off the boards, a little too far ahead. Joltok couldn't get it. Huskroft will fire it in. Panalev, left wing, lets it go for Joltok. Joltok, puck stays with him in the slot. Backhander, saved by Lenarduzzi. May not even have gotten to him, but he had it covered up. Joltok couldn't get to the bouncing puck in the slot. 5 feet out in front. Johnston bangs it in deep. Stefan Richer for Steve Jakes. Jakes just wanted to get it out of the zone. Sumalainen back on. Sumalainen passed too far ahead for Petrovicki. Joltok carries it in for Richer. His defenseman in deep. Centering pass. Score! Glenn Murray! The Providence Bruins take the lead with 1:27 left to go. And there's the case of the defenseman going on the attack and making it pay off. 7,934 on hand tonight at the Civic Center. Love it.
It's a nice little pass by Zoltak. Richer sees the offensive chance. What a backhand pass he makes over to Murray, and Murray unattended down the right side. You just can't let him go. He picks up that centering pass. Watch it right here. It's a beautiful pass by Richer. You know, you got to wonder over on that far side who's covering who. Murray's able to walk right in and get that shot. Lenarduzzi, no chance whatsoever on that side once the pass gets over from Richer.
Oh, that's a beautiful pass. Absolutely beautiful one-handed pass.
Very poor defense by Springfield on that wide side. They had a guy there to cover, and he just stood there and took up space, didn't pick anybody up, and there you pay the price when that happens. A timeout call by Springfield, I believe.
Right.
Glenn Murray's 29th goal, and I think there'll be an assist to Zoltak and Richer.
Well, 3-2, and there's no question that Lenarduzzi will be coming out.
So much for the
not off the opening faceoff, but as Springfield can gain control in the zone, we'll be keeping an eye on Springfield goaltender Mike Lenarduzzi to see exactly when he is headed for the bench. As you look at the 20-year-old goaltender, Richer and Zoltak with the assists on Murray's goal, his 29th of the season.
I saw my classic overtime, not overtime goal, but a goaltender out of the cage in the New Hampshire High School State Final on Monday night. 4 seconds to go, and Hanover scores a tying goal to go ahead, to tie the game with Concord and end up going and win it in double overtime. 4 seconds remaining in the game with the goaltender out, they score.
And you had a young Norton on the Concord team.
Well, disappointed young Norton.
Yes. Indeed, Weimer circles the net. Nice play back for Richer. Richer would carry it out of the zone. Can't connect with Murray. McHugh stripped of the puck by Richer at center ice. Nice play by Stefan Richer. And that'll force Lenarduzzi to stay in the net a little while longer. Tim Sweeney in deep with a shot by McKim and a save. Actually, it was blocked by Richard in his pad. Never did get to Lenarduzzi. There's going to be a face-off in the zone.
Yeah, that puck just sort of disappeared, didn't it? You know, this shot by McKim is just a rocket. And you looked at where the puck was. You couldn't see where the puck was, and all of a sudden it's blocked. Here's McKim. Boy, is he set up nicely there. Here's the block. Well, what a feed by Sweeney. He does so many things on the ice. You just see how he finds McKim coming down the slot, and McKim let it go. Blocked by Richards, but nice pass, Timmy Sweeney.
58 seconds left to go. We'll be watching Lenarduzzi as Chapman has it. Looking for McHugh, but Tim Sweeney is right there with McHugh, and Sweeney takes the puck away. Sweeney killing some time in deep for Murray. Glenn Murray drops it in behind the net. Todd Richards on it. Up ahead for Goverdaris, intercepted by Sweeney. Now Springfield controls, and Lenarduzzi heads to the net. Goverdaris had to stop, couldn't play the puck or he would have been offside. Springfield having trouble getting the puck in the zone. They do now. Richer with it. Empty net. Richer flips it out. Length of the ice. No! Just missed wide. And icing is called. I don't know how smart a play that was for Richer.
Well, what he tried to do there, Dave, and I don't think it's a bad play. He tried to shoot a flipper. You know, he tried
to hope that it died before it got
across the goal line. I don't think that's a bad play. Watch Richer here. He doesn't want to throw the puck into traffic, and he's trying to shoot a flipper out of the zone. And, you know, that one ended up looking like it ended up landing on the side. If that thing lands flat, it doesn't make the goal line. If it lands on the side, it rolls and it gets a little extra push and makes it. But that's not a bad play. Watch him. He's just going to get the puck, get the stick back, fold the stick back, and just flip it out. So he gets the stick blade back with about a 45-degree angle, try to cut the stick blade underneath the puck, and you want to get a lot of loft on that. He didn't get quite as much loft as he wants, but I call it a flipper. You know, hit that flipper out, and hopefully it lands flat on the puck lands flat at center ice, and then you won't get much roll out of it. If it lands at all on an edge, it'll probably roll across the goal line, but it's still a good play.
Springfield has had its tough times in tight games, which is usually the case at the end of a season. If you're having a tough season, Bob, you find you lose more close games than you win them.
Lenarduzzi's a young-looking kid. He looks 20, doesn't he?
Sure does. Big, important face-off for both clubs. Torpachenko will take it for Springfield, and Todd Harche, who's done a good job tonight on the draws, is out there for Mike O'Connell with 18.1 seconds left. Springfield net is empty. All right, here we go. Hartje and Torpachenko to the left of Mike Bales. Torpachenko won it. He just left it for McHugh, who's in deep, tries to flip it out in front. It is blocked by Weimer and flipped up over the glass and into the seats. 10.9 seconds left to go.
See, McHugh took that puck behind the goal line that time. And sometimes I think the better play is to get it out to the point right away if the point's open. See, the defense is sort of protecting the inside, and it's very difficult on a single move like that to work the puck by yourself inside. But if you can get it out to the point and get a shot from the point, you've got them outnumbered inside on the loose rebound, and that's when you really cause some problems. Buzzing around with an extra man off a rebound.
Andrew McKim will now take the draw against Leonid Torpachenko. And again, Torpachenko just left it there, but this time it is cleared. 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 3 seconds left as icing is called.
And that's okay. Weimer takes the icing there. You got the puck directly back. Don't mess around with it. Just line up and take another faceoff. All they want to do here with 3 seconds left, Dave, is to win the puck, draw the puck back behind the goal line. They just don't want it to go out toward the Springfield side of this faceoff line. They want to keep it back toward the goal line. Anything back toward the goal line and the clock's going to run out.
Torpachenko has done a good job twice in a row now, Bob, and not necessarily trying to win the faceoff, but trying to tie up, in this case, McKim, and leave the puck there for a teammate to take.
But he's not going to have much time to do that now.
Right.
You might see as a right shot. You want a right shot on this faceoff. You might see him here, and McKim has to be alert to it, try to get a shot. Now, you see, they got everybody bunched off to the left of Torpachenko, so they're going to try to get Torpachenko off this faceoff to shoot the puck in the direction of the net, right off in the direction of the net that way, and have everybody else go to the net inside, create a mess inside. That was a little squiggly line.
Here we go. McKim wins the draw. Torpachenko centers it out in front, right through the crease. The horn sounds, and the Providence Bruins have won a thriller here tonight at the Providence Civic Center.
I'll tell you, he did exactly what he wanted to do. He didn't win the draw, but he got it toward the front of the net. But Providence did an excellent job of using the body to keep everybody out of the front of the net, and that puck just went harmlessly by the goal crease.
The game winner coming from Glenn Murray, from Stefan Richer and Sergei Zholtak in the closing minutes of play. And that has allowed the Providence Bruins to come away with a 3-2 victory tonight here at the Providence Civic Center. That's our final. We'll be back to wrap things up here on NESN in just a moment. Well, we hope you enjoyed it tonight here at the Providence Civic Center with the Providence Bruins having a tough time getting it into drive, but they finally did in the third period. It became a very good, tight-checking hockey game in the third period, and Bruins ended up pulling one out.
Yeah, I think one of the things you're going to see here, you're getting toward the end of the American Hockey League season, you're getting toward the playoffs. All these teams realize that you can't overnight turn on a checking game, and a checking game is what wins playoff games. Good, solid team defense and offensive chances, take advantage when they come. And I think what you're seeing now is Providence, which has been a high-scoring team and really has a chance to set the AHL record for points in points in a season, will not. I don't think they will. And the reason will be that over the last 9 games, everybody's going to do what Springfield did tonight. Played a lot tighter, recognizing that if you don't get your playoff game in shape before you get into the playoffs, you can't say all of a sudden, okay, tomorrow we're going to play playoff hockey. Don't worry about today. You got to start doing it now. And I think that's what we saw Springfield do. They played it real tight to the vest. And great goal at the end. Richer makes a superb offensive play. And what a pass he made across backhand feed to Murray on the right side. And Springfield sleep on defense right there. Didn't cover him. And Lenarduzzi, who played beautifully in the nets for Springfield, had no chance at all.
Yeah, he played a fine game. And Mike Bales just a little bit better. In fact, Bales, the game's #1 star tonight.
Well, Mike Bales played a little different style of Lenarduzzi, but he was splendid in the nets. He just made save after save. And, you know, Mike Bales, they talk about who's going to play goal down here. John blew up with Boston. But I think that he showed tonight, the Ohio State grad, that he can play here.
Well, it was a good one. We hope you enjoyed it. For Bob Norton, I'm Dave Shea, reminding you once again the final score tonight here at the Providence Civic Center. Providence 3, and Springfield 2. Stay with Nesson for more Bees action on Saturday when the parent Boston Bruins return to Boston Garden to take on Steve Yzerman and the Detroit Red Wings. Digest will start your day at 1. Then it's the Bees and the Red Wings live at 1:30. And, of course, don't forget that for your first look at all the sports action from the overnight, tune to Nesson between 5 and 9 a.m. for Sports Desk, the morning edition. Give us 15 minutes. We'll give you the world of sports. This has been an exclusive presentation of Nesson, your ticket to the best in Providence Bruins hockey.